Let's run it.
We're running.
Are we running?
Ew.
Cheers and
We're
down.
running like fucking...
Episode
Usain
2. YouTube alive.
Thanks to the 10k subscribers, guys. Fuck me,
You don't have
dead.
to down the JD.
Oh.
Woo!
Strongbow has that.
Fucking hell.
Fuck me.
Like a fucking... Oh, you just cleared that. Oh my god.
Bloody hell, mate.
You sit down it.
Yeah.
Down.
I finished like half of mine.
Fuck
You're
me.
kidding me.
Buddy's
How much
just
did
cleared
you
the
have?
whole thing, eh?
How much did you
Traitor.
have, Ethan?
I
Leave
mean,
them on the
we're
table.
talking-
There might be a bit left, hang on. Yeah, there is.
No, literally, I did half max.
Yeah, me too.
Are we going to introduce podcast?
You're
then?
kidding me.
Yes, so as you can tell, you lucky bastards, this is Dad Pods, and we have a very special guest in the room. He goes by the name of Tom Hughes. So
Hey, welcome, Tom.
really, really.
Glad to have you.
Did we
happy-
ever actually introduce who we are? Like,
No. Did we
I
fuck?
reckon there's been a couple hundred people racking their brains at home. Like, who are these
How about
fucking
the
mad
comments have been going fucking nuts on last video.
We are not the people in the JPEG.
I am not true
Unfortunately,
Jordan.
not.
But fortunately for you, I am one of the people in the JPEG.
Yeah, no, you actually don't look like the
Yeah, you
guy
look
who's
like that.
not in it. The guy who's covered by Maverick. Genuinely, you look like him.
As I'm saying, we were
They're
saving
just
it.
beady people in flannel shirts.
Yeah.
We've got Jake Chancellor on the poddy.
Hi, this
He's
is
a beauty.
This is Conan O'Brien. Flew in especially.
I hate Conan O'Brien,
You
dude.
don't like him?
Oh no, you
He's
can't.
not
How can
charismatic.
you hate Conan?
I don't know, man.
It's the Jimmy Fallon toss.
He's
I
so
don't like.
funny though.
Maybe
What,
Jimmy-
which Jimmy? Which Jimmy? There are two Jimmys.
There's
Oh, you know
Jimmy
what's-
Kibble, Jimmy Fallon.
There's Jimmy Kimmel and there's Jimmy Fallon, but you know what's weirder than Jimmy Fallon cutting his laughs off like he's turning a light switch off? Is while he's giving his opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, he does this weird thing where he'll say something like, "So, there was a fire in Oklahoma, and luckily everyone was okay." And then everyone will clap, and then while they're clapping, go, he just says nonsense. Someone on YouTube,
Saying the
like,
death toll.
yeah, pretty much, it's like 150,000 people, and they all died horribly.
No one was in
It's,
it apart
it's
from
ridiculous.
150,000
There's like a
people.
compilation of on YouTube of all of these bits from his monologues at the opening, and he's like, "And we've got Nicki Minaj on the show tonight," and he goes, "Whoa!" and he goes, "I was."
He's just slipping in
He's
really
just
dark
moving his
humour.
mouth.
Yeah.
Like fucking code.
Like the devil's coming out. Like, who's excited to see J Lo tonight? Like, he's speaking
Fucking
Nordic,
voice in Latin.
Yeah.
Latin in reverse.
I'm not a massive fan of him either. I feel like he
Yeah.
acts like those, like, you know, those people who try to act cute to be funny. Like,
Yeah.
he's always trying
I
to be like,
can't think of a presenter more innocuous than Jimmy Fallon.
You know, he's really Facebook friendly, is what he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's no one
No.
more like family friendly than James Corden, dude. That guy
That
is
guy's-
gonna ram down our fucking.
That
throat.
guy is a
Which
tosser.
sucks
I
because
like
he's such
him.
an amazing writer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and
was
Stacey,
sick,
The
dude.
Wrong Man's are two of my favourite
Peter
British
Rabbit.
things.
The wrong man's good. You-
Oh,
Number two coming up.
My mum used to read me Peter Rabbit when I was a kid, and seeing him in a jean jacket just broke my heart.
Fucking
That's the name of this
Peter
episode.
James Corden, I've spoken about this before. He seems like that little cunt at school who like got
Mm.
everything handed to him.
Rabbit.
And, like,
James.
James Corden, yeah.
I
don't
reckon
think
he's
so.
a fucking
Really?
legend.
He
back in
seems
the
like
day,
it.
dude.
No, he's definitely a legend. He seemed like a bit of a Jack the Lad, you know,
Yeah.
like, going around his
Gavin
shit.
and Stacey
That's his
was
character,
quality,
yeah.
dude.
That's
Gavin
like
and
three
Stacey's-
amazing seasons of
Yeah,
television.
like that.
Well, there's a Christmas special coming out.
yeah,
Yeah.
this year, the last
I'm
one.
mad excited.
I can't wait for that.
It was written
Sorry,
by
we
him
didn't
and
finish introducing everybody.
oh yeah,
Shit, yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm Tom. This is
Toby.
Toby
Ethan.
and Jake, the special guest this week.
Thank you very
Maybe be given a contract full time, or you know.
Hey,
Assist
I'm up for that.
probation.
If you
Stop
want to, my lawyer Christian is outside the door right now. We can talk about some stuff.
Fucking hell.
Christian. oh,
Oh,
fuck. Yeah, we're just gonna shoot the fucking shit as usual, like a couple of legends, aren't we?
Love it. We're a couple beers deep each.
Couple beers.
Well, in my case,
Strongbow.
2 beers and a. Hang on a minute. This was a quid in the shop.
Malibu.
All shook up passion fruit martini.
Where do you shop?
I shopped. Well, I was going to go to the Tesco, and then I found out you lived in Mordor, so I went to One Stop.
Which way did you walk to get here? Did you walk along the main road?
I walked along the main road,
Down
and then
One
I,
Stop?
in fairness to you, I took the wrong turning, but then realised I took the wrong turning and went back up,
Yeah.
and then ended up on a country road somewhere.
He said he was seeing horses.
I saw horses.
I swear there's no horses like
There
on
are,
the route.
But the weird thing is, this has happened to me before. I was coming back from, I was out with a couple mates, and we got a taxi back to theirs, and then I was like, right, I gotta go. Oh my gosh, bye. Sorry, Mum. We were a bit high,
Yeah.
and I
Sorry,
was like,
Mrs.
I
Chancellor.
walked home from hers. I'd walked home from hers before, so I was like, go up this path, do that. Had my phone out. I was like, cool. Then it started chucking down, ridiculous. And I went up the road and I had to take refuge in a garage for a bit because it was so crazy.
Yeah.
And I came out and I was walking along. I was like, why is there mud underneath my feet? This shouldn't be the case. And I looked to the left and there was a fucking cow in a field next to me.
So you weren't in the field yet?
I wasn't in the field. I reckon if I'd been looking at my shoes for long enough, I would have ended up bumping into said cow. But then I walked a bit
Imagine that.
further and I got out to the front and I looked and I could see the city of Winchester down a hill.
Really? And you were trying to get there?
And I was trying to get there. It was like, what was a 15-minute walk on the way there? It became an hour and a half long hike.
You have those times though, you know, where you're so fucked up and like you'll come like you get so drunk that like consciousness isn't just a stream
Right.
now. It's
No,
like
yeah.
waves. Like
Yeah.
you come in and you're like you have a. It's
Yeah.
like when someone has like a de-aging thing for their brain. You know, like dementia or something. They say they get like moments of clarity where they come back. I feel like I get that when I'm drunk sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I'll suddenly just wake up somewhere in the night and be like, whoa, I'm totally fine now, and then I
Yeah.
go back on a journey again, and I'm like, fuck.
No, you know what? I had that Freshers Week. It was
This Freshers?
No. First Freshers Week
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
first year, which was also the week I got banned from the SU for a bit. But we'll get back to that
I've
later.
heard this. Like I've heard rumours of this. What happened?
I actually can't remember.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
I remember I was kicked out, and then I tried to get back in because my coat was in there, and they wouldn't let me back in. So I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" This was the first night I'd been in
Yeah.
Winchester.
Yeah.
So I'd set up in my room, and I got back to my house and realised that my keys were in my coat, which was in the SU.
Yeah.
So I had to spend my first night in Winchester on the floor of a friend's bedroom. On that, like, it was in Burma, so it was that like weird, like shag, like cheese grater carpet.
Oh, like the
Whoa.
grey ones.
Yeah,
with,
and
like,
I woke
pink
up and
bits.
I looked like I'd been
Oh,
punched in the
right.
face by like a robot or
Dude,
something.
yeah, like
Oh.
fucking, you've got the grates on your thing.
Yeah.
It's like you look like a fucking burn victim.
Yeah.
Do you know where he
Come
lived
out.
first year?
No, what, West Ham?
No,
No,
it
no.
was the
He lived in
I
a-
basically lived in West Downs for the second half of the year, but
Where'd you live?
But she flew back to New Zealand. No,
I-
he literally lived in a broom cupboard the first year.
no, my room was bigger than the room I have right now.
Yeah.
No, I lived in the art department office block
Oh,
for the
wow.
entirety of first year.
What? That's where the uni assigned you.
Yeah,
Out.
because Winchester, this will surprise you, wasn't my first choice.
Did you get an unconditional?
I did get an unconditional,
What?
but
That's
my
rare,
first choice,
bro.
my first choice was Sussex, and they said they'd let me in if I got 3 Bs or lower, and I got 3 Bs, and they said, "Gonna make you do a foundation year." And I was all commie Jake over the summer. I was like, "Fuck that, no more money for me."
Yeah.
So I came to Winchester, and because I did it so late, they were like, "Well, we've got some rooms in the art department office block." So I lived there, and to be fair, the room I was in there is bigger than the one I'm staying in now, and it also cost less money.
Would you ever come out though and like there'd be a lecture going on, just like you just
I used to
come out of
joke.
the closet and be like, sorry guys.
Well, I told Richard about this because I told Richard about it, and I used to joke that if I ever had any questions, if I just poked my head out the window at the right time, I could catch him.
Dude, imagine being in an lecture. Some guy just comes out like fucking like towel wrapped around his
Fucking
waist, like
toothpaste.
toothbrush.
Oh,
Like,
good morning, Mike. Yeah.
just fucking like,
Julio comes by. He's trying to use the toilet.
that would be fucking shit.
You're gonna be much longer. I'm having a shower, mate. I'm having a shower.
Do you ever? I actually came to your flat.
You did, yeah.
The first couple of
Your
weeks of uni.
flat, that makes it sound
Yeah.
Alright.
It felt like a
Yeah.
flat. It was huge.
Really?
It was ginormous.
I never went in the room, but the place seemed fine. I was just confused as to where it was.
Did other people live there real quick? Sorry. Did other people?
Yeah,
live
there were some American exchange students, but only on the top 2 floors. On the bottom floor, that was also offices,
Oh, okay.
which was mega confusing.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Me and Jake in the first 3 weeks, we met up at the pub a few times and chatted about Tarantino. Specifically him as well.
Well, that's because the only film your fella, that Ishan,
Yeah,
that's the only thing he'd seen.
that's true enough. Then we'd go on like some conversation about like Kill Bill 2.
And he'd be like, "Oh, I've never seen that, guys, sorry, you know."
But we're like, we're fucked at this point. And we went to the Film Society and watched The Departed. and I had 14 cans of Strongbow, right?
What?
And that was then we went to a fucking bar. Do you remember under the train station? Went to a bar, did Jaeger bombs.
Yes, I knew I'd like to at that minute because you got fucking trashed during The Departed. You got hammered. At one point, I looked over and he was watching the screen. His head was wobbling like a Funko Pop.
DiCaprio at a bar getting fucking glass.
The thing we did after every film slot, because I got quite close with other people in there, was we'd always go to the railway afterwards, and we got there, and I think you had a look at the tequila they had behind the bar, and you went, "So you've got to go home," and you left, and you went the wrong way, and then you came back in and went up the hill, and I went, "Yeah, mate."
You gave me the most simplest instructions. And I still got it. I remember I went down the wrong road, walked back sort of like an embarrassed child, and went, "Up the hill, isn't it?" Yeah, and he was just like, "Yeah, mate, fine." I remember ringing my mate that night on the way home. Bear in mind, that's the only time at uni I've been sick.
14 ciders.
Yeah.
Of like original, not
Yeah,
even
but
this.
if you think about it, a Strongbow is basically a supercharged Ribena.
Oh,
And I
he had the fucking original Strongbow. That's ass, dude.
They're terrible.
That is so
They're terrible.
bad.
Because I remember we went to the pub and all I had was garlic bread. You had like a fucking meal. I had like a bit of cheesy garlic. I was like, I'll be fine. It's fine.
You were eating that like with a passion. You were like, it was like the make-out scene in Godfather 3. It was just, this is great for an audio-only podcast.
Yeah,
The JPEG will really.
Yeah, the man was
Get some sick
Oh, yeah.
Photoshop.
Are we using the same JPEG?
Well, they have to.
Well, no, no, fucking.
Well, you know what would be quite funny if you edit it slightly every single week,
So like it moves around the fucking.
So he
like
has
one
a
of the-
new
one of-
thing in his face.
Yeah.
or like it gets more fucked up as it goes along. So like their eyes get further apart week by week.
Fucking hell. I was actually
messing
proud of that JPEG. In like 10 minutes, Ethan was asleep.
I was falling. It was like 4 in the bastard morning.
Last pod in my
4 in the bastard morning.
And
It was not. It was like
No, it
fucking
was
like 2 or
half
3.
one, mate.
Bollocks.
2 or 3,
It was
honestly.
like half
Utter
one.
bollocks.
I
It
went
was
to
late.
Abby's that night. It was half one.
Yeah, but you're always up till like 6 in the morning.
No.
Are you?
What?
Fellow
No
night owl.
way.
Fellow night owl.
I've literally made that up as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do-
He's lying,
He
Jake.
cooks his
completely.
fucking dinner at
I'll
midnight.
take that back. Give it.
No, but yeah, it was late. I'm saying it's minimum 3.
I would say I'm a night owl though. I don't know about you guys. First off, for years, like my sleep, I always feel like sometimes I'm like, when I wake up, it's like I never woke up. I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm in my eyes. It's like I'm behind them. I'm just so out of it. 'Cause I'm knackered.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it comes night, I'm like, I can't fucking sleep, mate. Like I'm so awake now. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's the same thing. I've been in insomnia since I was a kid. Like my parents would tell stories all the time. They used to put me to bed when I was like 4 or 5, and then the minute they hit the bottom of the stairs, they'd see my bedroom light come back on.
really?
And I'd start reading, and I just did. That's just how I've lived, and I've never taken anything for it. But it's gotten to the point now where I've grown up with it, and I'm like, oh, I've got to sleep, I've got to study, whatever. And I've started taking Nitol because I used to take this thing called Tylenol, which has paracetamol in it. If you ever do it,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
can kill you. I used to do 6 back when I was in 6th form.
6
and
in one go.
6 in one go, which is basically like accidental suicide almost.
Yeah.
And I've started taking Nitol, and Nitol, if you do it enough, can start to become hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
If you take 6 Nitol at once, you'll trip your fucking balls off. And I've gotten to the point now with my sleep where
Is that like the natural herb shit, by the way? Is that
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's ridiculous, but usually it will send you like off to sleep quite peacefully. But I've gotten to the point now with my insomnia where I will break through the barrier. At which point you're supposed to fall asleep, so I'll just be
Comes
like,
like mental.
like just in my bed, like, what the fuck, space and stars, oh my god, like,
You're in the ambulance. You're like, have you taken anything? Just Nitol.
like, good night's sleep, feel fresh and breezy.
They're like, come on, son. Is it something more serious? Is this crack? Just fucking 6 Nitol.
6 Nitol, whoa, I'm seeing spiders, whoa.
Fucking hell. Have you guys seen Peep Show?
I
Yeah.
love Peep
No,
Show.
Have you seen it when,
I have a funny story about Peep Show afterwards, but yeah.
when he's trying to like get attention, and so he says that he's overdosed on paracetamol. So they call an ambulance, and they're about to pump his stomach, and Jez is lying down, and they're about to pump his stomach, and at the end of the ambulance is his housemate. What's his name? Jez. Mark and his girl and a girl. Can't remember if it's his girlfriend at the time.
Big Suze.
Yeah. Is it Big Sue?
It might be Big Suze.
And they're like looking at him really concerned, and because they're about to pump his stomach, he goes, "Oh no, I didn't actually do it. I was just making it up." And he sits up and he sees them, and they're like, and he's like, I did take paracetamol. And it's like this back and forth thing as he's like they're about to pump his stomach. They eventually do it, right? Peep Show is so good. You would have you not seen
No,
it?
I've seen Peep Show, yeah.
Oh,
Not all of it.
no,
but-
not all
you
of that.
like it too.
Yeah.
And the
I
last
used to
episode-
live off of Super Hands quotes.
Oh man, when he's got the
hell.
twins.
The
He's
twins.
got twins. He's
I'll
like,
never forget
love
Origin
twins.
completely the bloody
Twins.
twins. Oh, they turned spy dry years ago.
Oh, fuck. And when
Let's
he,
go home, mong out, and listen to some Snow Patrol.
when he's selling the fucking ballet shoes, but he's selling them with heroin, and the girl comes around, she's like, "Oh, just have the ballet shoes." Like he's like, "You've got to buy the heroin as well," and she's like, "No, can I just want the ballet shoes if that's okay." And he's like, "Sorry, but they gotta go with the heroin." He's trying to find his dream woman online. Fucking Super Hands is such a good character.
On a Peep Show note, you two may not know this, I'm an actor. Well, you'll probably know this because
Yeah.
I acted in our film.
Yeah.
But, so, what are their fucking names again? They're Mark and Jez.
Yeah.
They were doing another show, which has actually come out since. And they
the
were,
brother one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I auditioned to play young David Mitchell.
Really? That's
in that,
so cool.
and I got through quite close until they decided to just do it themselves,
Yeah.
which
That's
is quite.
so sick, dude. Did you meet them?
I didn't meet them, but I did have to dub over their lines.
Really?
So they were speaking, and I'd just sit there and I'd be like, "Oh dear," you know, like
yeah.
That's insane.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love David Mitchell.
He's fucking
Yeah,
kid.
he's funny.
Yeah, he is really funny.
He's got a glorious beard as well.
He does.
Yeah, he's got a good
he
beard.
does.
Yeah.
Is David Mitchell one of them British comedians where if it wasn't for Ricky Gervais, he'd be an icon? Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't think so. He's too
It's,
PC.
it's different humour with David Mitchell. I do think he's more, even though I think he's more like Rob Brydon, like quite
Yeah,
PC
subtle,
humour,
yeah.
like really funny, right? But I do like, it's Ricky Gervais makes really fucked up jokes, right? Like Ricky Gervais jokes about like
They don't always.
kids dying.
I feel like Ricky Gervais is such a talented writer. Like, I pretty much love most of the shows he's watched. I've not watched the one set in a care home. What's it called?
Oh, Derek?
Derek.
That's
I
really
haven't,
good.
I haven't seen it, but I fucking rinsed out The Office. Extras is one of my favourite TV shows of all time. I really liked Afterlife.
Oh,
and I
dude,
watched
that
that with
was
food
so
poisoning
sick.
as well, so that says something.
Yeah.
Um,
that was too quick though. I loved it so much.
Yeah,
It was
well, they're
over
doing
it.
the second one as
Yeah.
well. But I feel like his stand-up is quite weak.
Yeah.
Other than that, just the joke he does about the girl goes to her father and she's like, Daddy was in the park. And he goes, "Oh, what happened, sweetie?" And the man came over and yeah. And he put his wing out and oh God, that's terrible. And that's it. And then keep it going. And he's like jacking off and most of that.
I like him, dude.
I think he's cool. He can be like his
I
own
know what
arse,
you
though.
mean though. Like I think stand up's hard, dude. Like for
It's
me,
incredibly hard.
Like I like Kevin Bridges. Have you seen Kevin
Yeah,
Bridges?
I've heard of him,
fucking
yeah.
He's just so fucking like his accent goes with it, man. He's just banter. But like Ricky Gervais and like who's the
Jimmy Carl?
yeah, Jimmy Carr. Like they make jokes which are just
Fucking hell,
fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that David Mitchell falls into that. I feel like
No.
he,
Nah.
and neither does Rob Brydon. Neither does. Have you seen the show they do? Would I Lie to You?
I love Would I Lie to You.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
looking at Rob Brydon, he's on the panel. Who's the captain on the right? Who's
Oh,
always on
Lee
it?
Mack.
Yeah,
Lee
yeah.
Mack, yeah.
He's
Lee
like
Mack.
quite a PC.
Super speed. Like,
He's cool.
yeah.
I love that show, but it's quite like PC.
Well,
comedy.
yeah, I mean, it's
love
on,
that.
it's
I
on
love
at
that.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, not 9 a.m. 9 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
like,
and
you don't
it's-
want fucking Deirdre, who's 53
Yeah.
in Gloucestershire, to have a heart attack because they say
Yeah.
cunt, you know.
Yeah, but it's good, right? Because like, if you like watch people like Frankie Boyle, you're watching it to be like, fucking hell, that was
Yeah.
dark. With that show, it's nice because it's just funny jokes. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's why, and you can censor this if you want in the edit, but that's why I love Louis C.K. so much. Is because it was just the unfiltered.
Big up,
Well, you know, he's a hot button issue at the minute. You know, like,
big up, Louis.
I still love him. I don't really dig what he did, but whatever. But I always felt like everything he did had such a sense of realism, but it was so brutally honest. Like his stand-up is so crude. Like he's like, yeah, and I just jerk off with my kids in the other room, and I don't really care.
yeah.
But then all the TV he did as well was just like painful to watch, but so funny.
Yeah.
Like every single time a woman called him like a fucking slobby whore or whatever, just it's brilliant.
He
You know?
played that quite like depressed character, right? Like he was all
Oh,
quite
yeah.
like fucking done with the world.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It wouldn't be surprising if he had a fucking like 44 Magnum in his jacket.
Oh God, have you seen Horace and Pete?
No.
It's maybe one of the best dramas I've ever seen. You have to buy it through his website. It's only 6 episodes, but it's just about him and Steve Buscemi running a
Oh
pub
my
together.
God.
And it is one of the most brutally depressing shows I have ever
Really?
seen in my entire life, and it is fantastic.
Really?
There's a conversation about like trans people that happens in the middle of it, just off kilter, and it is so honest. And he's like playing like the guy who's just like, yeah, I think everyone should have rights if they think like that, and then there's other characters just giving the other side of it, and it's just so beautifully written.
Yeah.
It's oh god, I love it. I
What's
think
it
it's
called?
great. Horace and Pete.
Is this with CK?
It's Louis C.K., Steve Buscemi, and yeah,
That sounds amazing.
Did it
it's
get-
incredible.
Did it get worse with him? From what I heard, it was just he would like make people watch him. Did it
Yeah,
get
watch
worse?
it.
Well, I looked a bit into this. It was when that whole Me Too thing came out. A lot of my heroes broke my heart, and he
Yeah.
particularly broke my heart. And I looked into it, and basically what was happening was when he was a young upstart comedian, he was in that circle of people, and he used to just kind of do it. Like Sarah Silverman talked about it a little bit, where he'd just be like, "Can you watch me masturbate?" And sometimes she'd be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to see that. That'd be really weird." But other times she'd be like, "No." And if she said no, he'd be like, "All right, I'll put it away then." Which is like fair enough. But then when he started to get traction, he was still doing it. And then when he kind of got to the peak, he was like, "Well, I'll stop." And
Yeah.
I mean, it's an incredibly fucking weird thing to do. Like, I've only ever done it 4 times.
He didn't have anything about. He didn't have anything come out more serious than that, right?
No, and he wrote a letter that I think the New York Times published,
Yeah.
just admitting to the whole thing. But
Even so, like that, that's fucking weird, right? And like,
it's really bizarre.
I don't get the
Dave
tone.
Chappelle had a weird take on it as well.
What did he say?
Do you see? He did those 4 comedy specials. I think it was either 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
And one of them he talked about Louis because they were quite good friends, and he was like, "If a guy jacking off in front of you ruined your career and dreams, you've got a weak spirit." It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucked
Like,
up.
really, it was funny.
Who's
though.
that? Steve.
Dave Chappelle.
Who? What?
You
You know who Dave
I
Chappelle is.
recognise the name as soon as I saw him. What does he look like?
He's the black guy.
pasty.
He had the Chappelle show. He did
Yeah.
the bit about the black guy who's blind who thinks he's white and he's a white supremacist.
I've not seen it.
Oh god, you're
Oh,
gonna have a
it's
fucking
good.
treat after this.
Really?
You like Dave Chappelle? I'd have thought.
Dave
I've
Chappelle's
heard of Dave Chappelle.
He's
not a guy
fucking
with long
amazing.
hair, is it?
No, he's bald.
Yeah.
He's bald. Yeah, I'll get a picture up of him.
Yeah, please.
And again, great for an audio podcast, but
The Me Too stuff seems to have calmed down, but like that exploded.
I
right?
know.
What's this Me Too? What Me Too?
Yeah, like
Hashtag
the women
Me Too, yeah.
coming out, like who have
Oh,
been abused by men in the
yeah.
industry, like, and
Right.
it was like that whole like, remember that when Jimmy Savile came out,
Yeah.
and then all of these BBC presenters, it came
Oh,
out.
yeah,
There was
it
like
was-
a ring in the BBC. Oh, it was like there was a ring in the BBC of men who were doing this. I felt like Me Too was
Yeah.
that, like everyone was getting it, dude.
it's
And
great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but oh god, that was like the first wave of it, wasn't it? I remember the Savile
Remember that,
stuff
yeah.
Yeah,
like really clearly, and then it was the Australian guy as well,
Rolf Harris.
Rolf Harris,
Right.
God.
and that was even worse. It was
I was watching last night a documentary, The Prince and the Paedophile, about
What's it about?
Jeffrey. Oh fucking hell, what's his name?
Epstein, the boy.
Epstein, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Prince,
fuck,
the
yeah.
Queen's son, like, and about
Is
like
it?
he was like they used to meet up all the time. They were like really good friends. He was videoed at the
Is
house.
it Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew, yeah.
Allegedly.
Dude, yeah, but like it
Oh,
makes.
well, that guy had so many people in his pocket. It was Donald Trump, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, bro.
like-
The book. Do you watch True Geordie? Do you know who True Geordie is?
I've heard of him.
He
Yeah, he
did
did all the
the-
moderating on the
he did-
KSI versus.
Yeah. Some maverick guy.
Some
Maverick,
epic
bro.
gamer.
Epic game.
Some absolutely savage lad. I can't remember his name. It was Lacey Paxton or
That was
something
it.
like that.
That
yeah.
was it. Spawn, yeah.
I'd love to do a boxing match like for that though. Like
Yeah.
We should do an inter-podcast boxing match. We're all boxing.
this track season's coming, bro.
Me and Toby on the
Well, I
other
used
side.
to
Oh, yeah.
box. I boxed for 3 years.
Did you?
Dude,
Yeah.
I
So Logan, if you're listening,
Crazy.
So Logan, I'll do it like KSI. Logan Paul, Jake Paul,
and
There you
GP.
yeah.
GP.
Done GP.
GP,
You got to
George Paul.
You got you got to call out Fousey first, mate. Fousey's
Oh, that guy worries me. It's him and what's her face, Trisha Paytas. Shouldn't be on the internet.
Well, now
Anyone
she's
has
come
that
out and said
hairline?
that she's like a man.
No, she's
in-
a
Oh,
man
honestly,
who
thought you were
is in
saying
drag.
Maverick.
Oh
she said.
yeah. True Geordie. She's on True Geordie, the other episode.
She wasn't on it, but he was talking.
Yeah.
She said she identifies as a man who is who does drag.
Dude, that's
So basically cancels out to a woman.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was very confusing. She genuinely scares me because I feel like she's incredibly mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And obviously I don't really know much about her, so Trisha, if you're listening, don't take this at face value. Just know that I'm a bit of an idiot. I feel like she shouldn't be in this much of a public eye.
I completely agree.
Because I feel like she's on the verge of, like, every video she does, she's on the floor of her kitchen, and in half of them she's crying her eyes out. Like,
it was with Fuzi. Do you remember that whole shit?
Yeah.
Dude, and everyone was
that was a
laughing
manic
about
episode.
Is that on the No Jump podcast?
Yeah, but
it
was
was
all
intertwined with
of
that,
that.
dude. It was for like 6 months, bro.
He
Said he was meeting Drake, he was getting Drake. Then there was a bomb threat, and it was rumours he called it in. He legally changed his name to Rose. He got a tattoo of a rose. Like
it was that weird video where he was like outside of Drake's hotel in a car, and he was like, "I knew this would happen if you dream. Dreams come true." And he's sticking his head out the window. He's going, "Drake, come down!" Like,
it made me feel so sad, man.
The man was definitely going through like a manic episode.
He has.
For sure.
It's been diagnosed that he has bipolar, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly.
That, and it was so sad because like everyone was like making videos about it, like joking about it, like. And I felt so sorry for the guy because it's not like he's choosing. He is not aware this is happening. Like he's on a level that it's like. And then I don't know if you saw, he gave away his channels, right?
Yeah.
And then, but he went on a hike and he was like crying on this mountain, bro. And I was just like, dude, this guy's been
this is like a normal man going through some shit, but obviously he's in the public eye. But then you got like I'm Alex making a video, making a few jibs at him.
No, but then fucking what's his name? Keemstar made the fake documentary about
he was pulling the Shane Dawson.
Yeah, and then at the end was rapping about him, and I was just like, dude, that I felt
he's
sorry.
He's quite scummy.
Yeah,
Keemstar's quite scummy.
I love. Do you know who I love? When who does Content Cop?
iDubbbz.
That shit. I don't. He hasn't done one in ages.
Which makes me feel like he's probably cooking up something quite.
I'm a massive iDubbbz fan. Like in the sense of. Content Cop is so good.
It's
bro.
so well done.
He clickbaited Jake Paul's name when he was at the peak of his height. That's fucking ridiculous.
The reason he did that though is because he was like
Jake Paul was like popping at that point.
Yeah.
That was diss track season, wasn't it? Around that time.
Well, you know what it was? It was Rice Gum. After I think it was after he came after Leafy. Was like, yo, you know, this guy's a savage. Like, if you want to do one on me, say like my hair shit, like whatever, get the clickbait or whatever. And iDubbbz obviously saw that and was like, wow, I'm just not gonna put his name in the video then.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Yeah.
He's so well thought out with those though. Like, I mean, he definitely. I did feel like when Rice Gum made his reply though,
that was the weakest shit.
It was, but I don't think iDubbbz's reply to the reply was good.
He should have pretty good. He kind of shot
Post Malone outside of a hotel in a cop fuck like that.
Oh, was that Post Malone?
Yeah.
What?
Like at the height of his whole like stony kind of like shit.
The rap was good. What was the rap?
Oh fucking hell.
Dum dum.
Yeah, with PewDiePie, right?
With PewDiePie and Boy in a Band. Yeah, it was really cool.
I want to be gay.
Oh no,
I don't watch much of his other shit. Like I've seen it, like he like does videos about squirrels and shit. I'm like, but Content Cop for me, that's like
they're good.
That's really good content. Like
you can't even argue with his points.
He looks smart as fuck as well. You know what I mean? Like,
He's just very intelligent about those specific. Like I don't watch much of his other content either. I watched a bit of it and like I enjoy him. I think he's a good content creator. But it's those specific videos, it's those content. They're so well produced and it's crass and everything. But at the end of the day, it's very brutally honest and it's very like you know, like they're just. So, I've watched that Rice Gum video so many times because it's just so well made. Like the structuring's really good.
Yeah.
And you feel the weight of the points, and it's more than just funny. It's like you actually go like, this guy is a piece of shit. Like I didn't give a fuck about him beforehand. But now I'm like, oh, well, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
But maybe we're just sheeple. I'm not sure.
Exactly. I wonder with like this cancel culture shit, like how Content Cop will be like
perceived.
because there's been so many more things like where people are losing like hundreds. I feel like that is what Content Cop was. Like,
what's his face? The
James Charles,
yeah.
Like stuff with Jeffree Star and shit, and then Deji and like, I mean,
True Geordie nearly.
Nah, man.
Nah,
If he
okay.
got cancelled
So,
for that,
yeah.
that's sad because it was fucking freaking. Like he's done nothing wrong. It would have been really sad.
What's this?
His DMs came
DMs
out,
got
and
leaked.
basically he's just a kinky fuck. Like he did nothing wrong.
As you could imagine.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
He
as
looks
fuck.
like the kind of guy who harbours some weird kinks. Like,
He
this
wanted to
is
have
the-
his chest shat on.
Yeah. And he wanted to be pegged. This is
you
the
want to
thing.
be pegged? Oh no!
Yeah, dude,
Come
and
on,
it came
dude.
out, and it was upsetting, dude. And in the first couple of days, right, the thing is, right, if it was my mate, I would take the piss out of them, and not in a horrible, mean way, but in a like, come on, that's banter, man. Like that's out there. We know what you
Oh
like.
god, yeah. If I found out that anybody I know is like into getting peed on or
Yeah.
beaten up or being like cucked or whatever, I'd absolutely take the piss out of them. It's
Being
good
cucked.
fun, you know.
Being cut.
Isn't that like gaming terminology? Isn't that what Matt used to say?
No,
No,
cuck.
it's not. No,
Oh
cuck
god,
is-
you haven't even hit the
Do
precipice
you know
of
what
it, man.
cuck is?
Cuck
No,
is
what's a
cuck is
cuck?
when you allow your wife, or maybe not allow, maybe you're just forced into it, to have sex with another buffer.
Oh, a
bigger dicked
cuckold,
man.
like a
Yeah.
cuckold.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought Lawrence is always called a cuck on the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
He looks like one of them. He doesn't, but
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah, I
Lawrence?
get that.
He's a
okay,
big
cool.
gay cuck. Yeah, we get it. Yeah.
apparently he's the type of guy to slap his own ass. I don't know what's going on.
But I really.
That is that.
I want that on a t-shirt.
I reckon like that's kind of what iDubbbz was though. He was like the cancel shit, right? Like everyone would swarm on that person and just unsub. Now I wonder what's going to happen if he ever makes
I
one.
feel like the cancel culture is more trigger happy than iDubbbz was. iDubbbz would spend months on a video and very meticulously research everything he did, whereas cancel culture is almost, I feel, exclusively to YouTube and Twitter, which is very trigger happy. Like, not to relate to the real world, but like I was talking about it today while we were in a lecture. I pitched a film about cancel culture and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And there's a case about this woman called Justine Sacco, who has been, she was the subject of a book by John Ronson, and there's TED Talks on her, and she's in interviews and all this kind of shit. She made a pretty shit, kind of slightly offensive joke on Twitter,
Yeah,
I think a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And she did it at the airport, not really thinking about it. Just sent it out, was like, oh, that'll go out to my 3 followers and no one will care about it, and I'll make another joke the next day. She got on a plane, fell asleep, and while she was on that plane, Twitter went and tore apart her life. Like, completely ripped her straight. She got fired from the job that she was flying out for while she was asleep. People found out she was asleep through people on that plane, and there was a hashtag saying, can't wait for, like, Justine Sacco to wake up, like, that kind of shit. That's what I find absolutely despicable about that, because it's this smug, self-obsessed, like, yeah, we did it, we're the fucking social arbiters of what people should do and what shouldn't do, and I think that's bullshit, and that's what Twitter is.
Yeah, I completely
Yeah.
agree. And then when it's just hypocritical as well. When half those people would make that joke behind closed doors, or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that cancel culture doesn't make any sense in a real world. It should be like you privately take that person aside and go, look, I think that was a bit much, and have to come at it with good reason. Like, look, I'm not trying to diminish you in front of millions of people, but I think you should learn from that.
Exactly, yeah.
By cancel culture, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just like your own insecurity. You just want to be powerful over that person, so you just want to put them in the dirt.
Yeah, what was it? It was a Labour MP who was talking about something that someone said on Question Time, and it was clearly someone else who was liberal and construed it the wrong way, considering the fact that the MP was themselves a liberal.
Yeah.
And the subtweet that I saw on my feed was, okay, woke Twitter, we won't stand for this, let's get this bitch. And it's like,
Really?
you fucking kidding me? Just because you didn't understand the context of a remark, you're now going to go and rip this person's life to shreds. Like, no, fuck you. Like, yeah.
I feel like we live in such a shallow end of time.
I know.
everyone's just,
Yeah.
like,
It's horrible.
Twitter now is just like
buying
every
full
toilet
send
store wall.
t-shirts.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean?
That's an excellent point. Say that again for the...
Like, literally, Twitter, it does seem like it's just like a fucking endless toilet stall door. Like, just everyone's writing their fucking opinions, and no one gives a fuck about
Do you know
it.
what the thing is, though, as
ASMR.
well?
Here. There we go.
Fucking love Pepsi.
We got to give him a couple minutes to
Just
finish after that.
For my mother at home listening, I've just cracked delicious Coca-Cola vanilla.
With one of your 5 a day in.
Yeah, I poured
He's
an
pressed up
entire
enough.
litre of tomato juice into it.
No, I
I've got an mess every ASMR podcast. Like,
Dude, ASMR, what the fuck is that shit?
I don't know. Oh, God.
Could you get off on that shit though? Like real talk.
Oh, some
okay?
people do.
Well, some people
But like,
do,
I'm saying,
definitely,
you
yeah.
guys here, not just anyone, right? If you hear, because I'm sometimes playing a game, right, or listening to a video, and someone breathes right into their mic, and it like doesn't feel good, but like tickles my ear. I'm like, fuck. Like, do you reckon with the right shit you could get off on ASMR?
No.
It depends what it is. I've listened to a bit of ASMR because I was originally I joked
Just
about
like
it with a mate.
recreationally, or like
No, for work.
Experiment.
Yeah, it was an office assignment.
because I was talking about getting off, I just imagine you in bed then, like fuck. come
Not
on.
even touching
Trisha
my dick.
Payton,
Some
like
guy
fucking-
tucked into a BLT.
What's the guy who's eating ribs and shit?
No, the challenge is to listen to only ASMR, not touch your dick and come.
I've never come hands free.
So you have to hands free, get a boner, and get so turned on that you go.
Have you ever come hands free?
I've had
let's-
I've had a wet dream before.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
Let's round this conversation off.
So
I'm going to go for a piss real quick.
Sorry,
I need
man.
to go for piss as well.
We'll go in shifts.
Or we can go together.
I mean, I'm fine.
What do you
with
want to do?
that. Have a sword fight.
Okay,
Keep talking, though. Keep talking.
we'll wait for him to leave the room.
Keep
then
talking as if
gossip.
we're going to sit here and wait for him like
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Okay, well now that Tom's left the room, I'm so glad he's gone.
Ah,
I'm
he's
here,
just
I'm
cut.
here with the true intellectuals of the Dad Pods podcast.
That's
yeah.
true
As
enough.
the special guest, maybe permanent resident,
Hopefully.
why did you start this podcast?
Why did we start? I remember we spoke about it. I mentioned it a lot towards the end of second year. I
Yeah,
always
you
said
did, yeah.
like, I just want to have like
Do a
I just want to
podcast.
have like a podcast
Yeah.
that like even if it will. I know this is not going to fucking take off. This will get maximum 40 views. I understand that, but just so I can look back and or even if I take it off YouTube and I've still got the file, I can look back and go, fuck, that was a good laugh.
Yeah.
Or like it'll make me in 2 years. Well, I'll listen to this back and you'll have said something and that'll make me laugh. But it'll make me laugh in 2 years in the future. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm giving
Yeah.
myself a lot. I'm doing this for me, basically. I'm a narcissist. But
This is your baby, yeah.
yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So I can't wait to steal it from you.
But yeah, like it was just I fucking grew up on Ricky Gervais and all that
Oh
bollocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So, like-
I have what's it? The Ricky Gervais show. You know, the animated version of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have a signed copy of that at home.
That's cool.
What?
Yeah, like I grew up on all that shit. I completely get what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
so
Like,
it's
I
just
love podcasts.
It's just that it's literally just like fucking monkey see, monkey do, but, which is weird because they're fucking monkey news on that shit as well.
Yeah.
There he is.
I love
Oh.
Ricky news.
Oh, man.
Where's the toilet?
Just out there and on the left, dude.
Super. Alright, now gossip. Gossip.
We were just slagging you off.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God. I expect nothing
So,
less,
do you listen
man.
to the podcast all the time then?
What?
Like, in your spare time, do you listen to a lot of podcasts? And...
I listen to like two mainly.
Yeah?
Do you listen to podcasts? I've actually spoken about this before.
Not really. Mate, I love Joe Rogan, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not...
What's... yeah.
So Joe Rogan is like...
What's the big deal about him? He's a bald guy, right?
Yeah,
Is
I like,
He's
and I
amazing.
agree with what, and I know we're all a bit true Geordie fanboy sometimes, but like, every time he evolves, he's like, so I spoke to a BAFTA, like, winning, documentary producer, right? And she said, and she was like, you have to make everyone believe like you're their best friend while challenging them, but you don't want them to close off. A lot of people, and you see this in society, if you challenge someone's views or opinions, then and you put your own through, they'll just shut off or they'll be aggressive, right? So
Yeah.
like with Joe, he's never like that. If you view Joe,
Yeah.
he challenges people, but he's almost always agreeing with someone. He's never like, no, you're wrong. Like he with his mates he does, but like a lot of things, like I see him very much like but also the guy, he's done like over 1,000 podcasts
Yeah.
and with
Yeah.
hundreds of different types of characters.
Ridiculous.
Elon Musk to obviously he knows a lot about MMA, but to hunters, to deep sea divers.
Steve-O.
Like this guy is, I think, insanely intelligent. Like
Yeah.
Oh, he's amazing.
constantly able to keep up with these things, and either man, he's just fucking off the cuff like an insane talker,
Yeah.
or the
different
guy
gravy.
can just like the guy's life is just processing information. Like
Yeah.
it's mental. It's
Sure.
sick though, dude.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
God, that guy, man. Oh my god.
He's cool though.
I do. I fucking love that podcast, man.
Yeah, man, it's sick. The first one I ever watched was the Alex Jones shit.
Fuck
Oh.
me.
You know, I'm not retarded. I'm not. You know,
I
maybe
love
I'm gay. Maybe I'm.
I really like turning the frogs gay.
Turn the freaking frogs gay.
I really like him. Obviously, he's fucking wacko. I don't agree with his views.
You know what
but
I really like
he's
is
entertaining.
his men's diet pill ads where he's like,
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I've been dieting, and now look at my amazing body.
And he looks like a beetroot that's been turned inside out.
I saw a video of a guy taking them, and it was like, if there's any changes, and he was just like, "This is bullshit, bro." Hasn't he been shut down though? Like Alex
Fuck me,
Jones,
has
Well,
Yeah.
he got his website taken away from him.
YouTube
And
channel, Twitter
he's
shut
been
down.
permanent banned from YouTube and Twitter. But
Fucking hell.
Not many people get that, bro. Not
Yeah.
many people
It's
get
actually
that.
censored from a fucking one of the biggest platforms in the world. Like he can't upload
yeah,
anymore.
but YouTube's like bullshit anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck you. YouTube.
Hey, we're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's
Dad
join the
pods.
chorus of...
Slap that bell.
Slap that bell.
Hey, yo, so if you want to get some more awesome content like this, like and subscribe, and smash that bell if you want to get all the notifications for the Dad Pods YouTube channel. By the way, this episode of Dad Pods is sponsored by Squarespace. We made our beautiful...
Squarespace. Where have I heard that before? What is Squarespace?
You've heard it in every advert for any YouTuber.
You literally have.
The fuck is Squarespace?
you'll have
That
heard it,
literally
but-
rings a bell so much. Dude.
It's a website builder.
He recently just had fucking. Sorry to go back. He recently just had Snowden on.
Oh my god, I'm way looking forward to listening to that.
Do you?
You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt on it. That is fucking pathetic.
That's really good. I'll give you a cheers on that one. Let's do an ASMR cheers.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hello.
Let's do it with the other
That
bubble.
makes way more sense.
There we go. There
By
we
the
go.
Just
way-
hear like a slight thud of shit tinning.
Toby just fell over coming into the room.
Fuck's sake.
But he got Snowden on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is there anyone he was meant to get Kanye West on, and they were like going back and forth on Twitter saying like confirming and stuff, and then it just didn't come to fruition.
Yeah,
You know,
but in a
I'm,
nice way, it sounded like it never
Oh
happened.
shit! His album just came out like a minute ago.
What,
Fuck.
Kanye?
Yeah, his album comes out
Did you just drop a new album?
literally a minute ago. It come out. I'll search it now.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, Jesus is King. I think.
Oh, because he's like all...
Oh,
my
He's
dad,
off his
yeah.
meds. He's off
No,
his
my
meds.
my dad went to Coachella, and apparently one morning he came out and Kanye was giving a sermon on the Mount to all the people coming into Coachella. Like on
Really?
Sunday morning, he was like, "And Jesus is between us and in us and in it." And he was like doing in the Kanye voice, like doing a proper sermon.
Dude,
I just realised
like him,
it'll
man.
come out midnight America. It's like 8 in the morning, so not now.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
So we're gonna marathon this
Kanye's
podcast
next
until it
album.
comes
Till
out, right?
fucking Kanye's album drops.
Kanye.
No,
Wait,
so,
new album
actually.
going back to Joe Rogan, I'm about 3 degrees or 4 degrees of separation away from him. We'll work this out.
Go on. That's fucking ridiculous.
I heard.
This
Was
is-
it you talking about this 6 degree shit today?
Yeah.
What's a 6 degree shit?
There's
This
some
is
See,
insane.
everybody is 6 degrees away from anybody else on this planet, essentially, is
When
the
you
theory.
say
Was it the Kevin Bacon theory
The
originally?
Kevin Bacon theory is that basically, regardless of who you are 6 degrees of separation away from him.
When you say 6 degrees, is this when you say is that temperature or I don't get what you mean by degrees?
It's,
This is-
Fahrenheit.
He'll explain it.
It's Fahrenheit. Okay, basically, it's you can get through 6 connections through people that you know and people that they know and so on, and you will get to Kevin Bacon in under 7 degrees.
So like I would know
It's
your
a
sister
six-
through you. That's 1 degree of separation.
One-
To every human on the
Oh.
planet.
To every human on the planet is the theory, but because we don't obviously know all of those connections, it's quite difficult to determine.
Yeah.
I'm 3 or 4 degrees away from Joe Rogan.
Is that because of
Because-
LA stuff?
No, it's because my dad's brother, my uncle,
Yeah.
his name is Justin. If he ever listens to this, hello Uncle Justin, love you. He is
Oh.
the bassist.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I've never been more proud of him at this time. He's a bassist in the band called Tool, which is a huge American progressive heavy metal band in America and most of the world. They just did a huge a huge world tour.
Yeah.
I went to 2 of their shows. It was
So you could
Um,
plug this podcast for us, maybe.
well, if I sent it to
Imagine
you,
we
might
actually
be.
did.
That would be fucking. We could get him on maybe. Anyway,
Fucking amazing.
So he's the bassist in this band. The lead singer is Maynard James Keenan, and Maynard James Keenan has been on the Joe Rogan podcast 5 times.
Fuck me.
He was on in August when the band went up on Spotify and they were promoting their new album.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's really sick.
So we could get Joe Rogan.
Fuck me in the kitchen.
15-hour podcast. We're all high as
Dude,
balls,
fuck.
just like
Dude.
yeah, and then this whole space theory. You know.
Joe Rogan's shaving our heads.
I want to shave my head.
What if you
Yeah.
shave your head?
Fucking
Yeah.
hell. That's the first podcast that's fucking filmed.
Joe Rogan's given us.
I know.
yeah,
You
if we
shaved
film-
your fucking head.
I will shave my head on the first film podcast.
What, live on or before?
Wow.
No, live, dude.
Live.
It's
Live, you
while
have
we
to,
talk.
yeah.
I tell you what, we'll
Fuck.
film it on a camera and then we'll also get an Instagram live going.
Yeah.
Are you
and I'll
serious?
just no, I
I'm
definitely
off
do
for
it.
that.
Instagram.
I'm gonna
live.
look like a fucking goon though, because for November I'm gonna shave all of this off and leave the moustache.
That is exactly
Okay.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have bosses.
We're gonna.
No, this is basically going to be my Movember. I'm going to keep the shorter than this, but the
keep the
clean,
moustache.
like a little bit of shave.
Stubble and then
Yeah,
attach.
I'm a big fan of that. I like what I'm rocking right now, to be honest. Like,
You've had a shave recently, haven't you?
yeah, well, I didn't do mustache because my mustache is probably one of my. It's quite because I've got fine hair. Takes a while to grow through.
We got lucky with the dark
Do you
hair,
like
haven't
heavy
we?
metal?
I love heavy metal, man.
Dude, man, there's like this band called Profiler, and that one of my best mates is in them. So check them out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never listened to them,
No.
but
I'll check them out. Yeah, I love a bit of heavy metal.
I'm plugging him because he's my boy,
This
such a lovely
podcast is sponsored by Profiler.
Profiler, bro.
Profiler.
Oh, such a lovely guy, dude.
Bring them the horizon and buy the new album out right now.
Yeah, wait, I don't know if it's come out. Their recent single just came out.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna share
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
why do you want to go bold?
I've done it before. I did it when I was 13.
Yeah.
I remember I went and saw Spectre.
Okay.
This is my second favourite band ever.
Yeah.
Live. And for some strange reason, the thought came into my head, I've never had a short hair or a bald head. Because
Yeah.
my parents...
Go buzz, don't go.
Yeah.
Bald.
I
big
want to
time.
go. I want to go full bald this
Really,
time.
I
Yeah.
can't do that.
I did it.
My
When
hair
I
won't
was
come back.
13. It was a week-long process. I was at this gig with my dad, and I went, Dad, I kind of want to shave my head because I had long hair as a kid. I had hair about down to my shoulders
Yeah.
for most of my life, and then I decided I want to get rid of it, and I was like, Dad, well, I should shave my head. He was like, yeah, rock on, man. And I said it to my mum, and she said, how dare you? I love your hair. Don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then over the week, I came up with the excuse of doing it for charity.
Nice.
There you
So
go.
on Wednesday, I was like, right, I'll do it for Movember. It's
Mhm.
November right now. I'll do it then. Then I went to Scouts the next night, got a bunch of signatures. Went to school on Friday, got a bunch of signatures, and on Friday got it all buzzed off.
Damn.
And
Like
you know
0.5? Like, as in, like, that
Like-
short?
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Wow.
right down. We could only have a number 2 buzz at my school, so I went to the headmaster and I was like, could I get it down to as thin as it could possibly be, but there's still hair there? And he went, is it for charity? And I went, yes, and he went, go for it.
Right.
So I did
How'd
that,
you
and
do
I've
that?
always wanted to do it ever since. I've got quite nice hair.
Yeah.
Like it grows back. I occasionally have a worry that if I ever got rid of all my hair, it would never come back.
Okay. Yeah.
But to be fair, being bald would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
Especially with
What? You
beard.
a bold top and like hair on the side, just side and top.
No,
bald
I
beard.
feel like if I got rid of it all, it would never come back.
Okay. Right.
Or worst case scenario, it comes back here but never comes back here.
Yeah.
At which point I go full Grant Morrison and just.
No.
But imagine how could it be if it was the other way around? You constantly had a short back and sides.
Yeah,
Constantly.
Oh,
Like
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
No.
I'm in between either letting my hair grow out until it gets ridiculous or just getting rid of all of it.
Give it a go, dude.
As long as
I
we're
tell you
doing-
what, first film podcast.
Yeah.
If you start filming this podcast, there's a solemn promise. I will shave my head.
Hey.
I am warning you, as someone who I've shaved my head twice. It's just, as someone with a receding hairline, that induced it a lot
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, bro.
My
Right.
hairline's pretty. It's basically it started doing that when I was about 12. I remember I had the regular hairline, and my dad's always had this hairline, and he looks like Jesus Christ.
Like Jesus Christ with grey hair, literally.
Have you met?
I saw a picture.
You've seen a picture of it. He's I'll find a picture of him somewhere. I'm not worried about my hair going. I think it'll be all right. Like it started going. It started creeping back while I was actually after I shaved my head for the first time.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so you have shaved it before?
yeah, I shaved it when I was 13.
Jesus Christ.
But I was just telling these guys.
Yeah.
You can listen back in the edit.
I'm not editing this.
Nah, we fuck.
Fuck that.
Raw.
Yeah, but it's stayed like this for most of my life, so I'm not really worried about it. If it does, hey, bald's cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to wash your hair. It's great.
You're saving money instantly, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get a haircut about every half a year. So
Yeah,
yeah.
me too, dude. Like once every 4 months is my goal. Like,
Yeah.
I used to do it every 2 weeks.
I used to
I
go to
was just
school
about
and
to-
go, yeah,
Yeah.
every 2 weeks, same thing.
I was just about
I want to, but
fat name drop, but I won't.
Yeah.
But
Drop it. Drop it.
I don't even know his name, bro.
So
I was gonna name drop someone. I don't know. his
her
name, bro.
name. No.
And he's definitely not gonna listen. But like, there's a guy. He has like longish hair, right?
Will any
Okay.
just say it?
No,
Yeah.
no, on the course, on the course.
Or the
I
course.
remember we saw him walking.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it.
No, who's it?
Wait, hang
Because
on.
I know who he
This is
means.
I
They're
think
not
it
gonna
is.
No,
listen.
no, I
Who
know
is
who he
it?
means. We'll leave
Which-
that.
I don't
whisper
know
in
his
my
name.
ear.
I don't know his
Or
name.
our course.
You whisper it to
No,
him.
wait, actually, no, I've got the wrong name in my head. I've legit got the
Who
wrong
is
name.
it?
On our course. Oh yeah.
He's
But I
got
know-
like long
Do you want to
hair.
stop the
Wait,
recording and
no,
then
no, no.
restart
Tom,
it?
Tinder date guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Who?
Wait, hang on a
He's
minute.
not gonna walk.
No, but let's leave it. Let's leave it.
Who?
I don't even
We'll
fucking know
say
his name.
after. But
Okay,
I mean,
we'll save it for after.
the thing is, for me, like that's not a receding hairline though. That's all I'm gonna say is like I'm not gonna.
That's shocking.
Wispy as fuck.
I think I know exactly
Oh yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
I
I know exactly.
Let's
who you
not talk about
I'll
that,
leave it
please.
for I'll leave
One
it
sec,
for
one sec.
after.
I'm just gonna no, don't do anything. I'm just gonna turn it right down.
Him or something like that. Like,
This is
I
what
know
I-
exactly who you're talking about, and I have something to say about him afterwards.
Okay,
Oh,
tell me
no.
up.
This is
Sorry
why I
guys,
worry-
we were just taking a technical dip.
This is why I worry about this.
Why?
You're gonna fucking upset someone.
That's not gonna upset.
They're not gonna
anyone.
listen.
I didn't even say a fucking name, bro.
You said his name was Matt. No, I didn't.
Jake Williams. Jake Williams tonight has dyed his hair blonde.
I saw
No,
it. I didn't
did
actually
he?
notice him.
What?
Whoa, is it on
Mental.
Insta?
Yeah. For all
Go
of our
give him.
listeners who
Very
don't go to this uni.
I thought we couldn't name drop Ethan.
No, if it's fucking someone's bleaching their hair, they're a legend. I'll bleach my hair in the summer. It looks shit.
I was either gonna
Yeah.
do that at one point. I've always wondered what I look like blonde.
Yeah, I went.
Give it a
I
go,
dyed my
man.
hair a couple times over summer.
Dude.
What'd you
Yeah.
go to?
I went pink, but I never used bleach. Right, I had like lighter hair than you.
I was being a Yeah, we'll leave that.
But it went. I went to go pink, and for the first couple of days it was great, and then
It
it.
starts to grow out a little bit.
No, then it just went like when it goes like bright orange, like someone's dye literally goes
Ginger
like.
mate.
And so I tried to dye it pink again, like it's blonde now, it will work, and it went literally like if there was a bit of
So is
sun.
that not your natural hair colour?
No, the brown is, but you see, it looks like I've got tips. Almost.
Yeah, it does look like you've got tips.
Yeah, but I actually don't.
From a
think-
distance, because I'm blind as fuck. I just assumed you had blonde hair.
I did when I was younger, I had blondish
I
hair,
have
but
blonde
now
hair,
it looks
doesn't
like
it?
I've got tips. Like,
It does look
I
like
actually
Yeah.
don't mind it.
It
But
looks good.
I
It's
will,
not,
I'm
it
gonna
looks
dye
like,
my
it's
hair.
like dirty blonde.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what it sort of went to as well. It went really sandy afterwards because I went pink twice, but it stayed so. It was like. It wasn't blonde, it's like M&M ginger, you know. Like
Jake's hair
fucking-
looks sick.
That's it.
I like that.
Oh,
But
That's
I,
not- that's
I
not a
saw
good
that.
light.
I didn't know it was Jake.
That's
a
not
cut-
a good light.
For the listeners at home, our friend and confidant
Yeah.
Jake Williams, who I live with, has he had sort of like sandy blonde hair, and he's done it bleach blonde now.
Yeah. That is really. I really like that colour. But
Oh, yeah.
the light
It
coming off
looks
his
really good. When
Yeah,
he came out with
it
his
looked
friend, he was
cool.
just
You live with him, right?
I live with him, yeah. I came downstairs to cook myself up a steak pie, and he was stood in the kitchen wearing his pants with his blonde hair, and I thought someone had broken into our home.
Are we still bleaching our hair?
Yeah. I'm.
Are you bleaching? Am I shaving it off, or am I bleaching it?
Both, Eminem. Both.
Oh God.
both?
What? So I get my
Bleach it first.
I shave it down and then get the
And then
shaved
get
bit.
fucking grills. Get fucking grills. I can actually see you with grills and look at.
A bottom
I can
set.
I can
Like
imagine.
Yeah.
fucking like the Joker.
Yeah. Well,
Murray.
did
Did you watch it that night, by the way?
What?
You fucking ran from spoons.
I haven't embarrassed. Okay, I was hanging out with him and Matt.
Fuck
Did,
me.
is our invite? Was our invite like
Yeah,
coming?
was it?
Is it in the
What?
post or something?
No, we were at FMP meeting while drinking hooch.
No,
Do you
we
like
were-
hooch?
we-
Do you like hooch?
let me get around to it.
Sorry.
We had an FMP meeting and we went, success lads, let's go to the pub. So I immediately started drinking. I had been drinking at the meeting as well.
Fuck, we were there for
I was
ages.
craning the punk IPAs. Then I was like, let's mix it up a
Oh,
bit.
yes.
Let's have some Peroni bottles.
Yeah.
Then I had, I think, a canned cocktail, and then I got a hooch off of Matt. Then I had two for myself. Then I got more Peroni.
Corona.
And by this point, my head was like,
You just kept saying how proud you were of your uncle. I was like, this is amazing.
gushing about him. And then I realised I got a free ticket to go see Joker at the Everyman, so I was like, "Ooh, fuck, I've got to leave." On the walk over, sobered up a little bit. Got there, they were like, "By the way, it's also half-price cocktails." I was like, "How can I not?" Got a Negroni, and that was the mistake I made because I took one sip of that and my eyes went double vision.
Really?
So I was sat for the whole of Joker like with one eye, just like like, doing my best. And eventually it calmed down. I finished my Negroni. And then it got to maybe just a bit over halfway through the film.
Oh no.
And I blinked my eyes and I woke up and everybody was gone and all the lights were
Really?
on. So I missed the later half of Joker.
No.
You missed the best part of the film.
I missed the best part of the film. And
Well,
the
the
thing
end.
is, that
Moray.
yeah.
I don't think the end's the best bit.
I think
No?
everything
No.
past when his mother goes to hospital, I know nothing about.
Fucking
Okay.
hell.
The thing
Jesus.
is though, with the end, it was good, right? But it was I actually liked the build up a lot. Dude.
Oh,
the bit
the
when
whole
he's,
movie's a
I don't know
build-up.
if you've seen this. Isn't a spoiler. When he's in the comedy club and he's
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
no, I have
someone,
seen
and
it.
everyone's laughing, and he's like looking at people and going like. Yeah, like
Yeah,
laughing
fucking
later than everyone. I love that shit, dude. Like that was so good. For me.
Writing down
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
jokes. He's
yeah.
like, fucking hell.
Yeah, and like, but that for me is always what like that's the closest to the Joker in my terms of what I view his origin. Like I reckon the Joker just wanted everyone to like him. To be honest, like 'cause
Yeah.
later on he's gone so far. He's literally doesn't give a fuck. He lost everything for himself. But I think that the complete opposite to that, which is what when he was saying, is that he just wanted everyone to like him. But when he broke, he just
It's
became
the
this,
comedy and the tragedy. and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is a spoiler alert. I'm a huge fucking nerd. I read all the comics. I do all that kind of shit. I used to buy my comics weekly. I can't afford it anymore.
Me neither, dude.
Cry. But I think, people who got upset about them making a Joker origin movie is who cares? It doesn't matter at the
Yeah,
end of the
the
day.
best thing about the Joker is as well.
It's so
His origin story is
undefinable, and
multiple
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
Like, it can
Exactly,
be whatever you
yeah.
want it to be.
He can be the fucking Jack Nicholson gangster. He can be under the red hood. He can be. Was
Yeah.
it Scott Snyder did he's immortal. He's been alive
Yeah.
since the 16th century.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of shit.
Mark
like,
Hamilton.
yeah.
Like,
Mark
Jared
Hamilton.
Leto was shit.
Mark
In the
Hamilton.
room where it happens.
Yeah. Fucking Mark Hamill. Fucking hell.
Oh my
Mark
god,
Hamilton.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's why I like the Joker though. He can be whatever you fucking want him to be. Like.
Because I get him so much.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix's fucking Joker was sick.
It was
Yeah,
so
well,
good.
I really,
Oh,
really, I liked what I saw, but I need to see the other half of the film. Like,
And
see.
he's vegan, so I love that.
That's
Yeah.
too much taxi driver imagery though, and King of Comedy.
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with being
No, there's
indebted to a certain film. I don't think.
But I'm sorry, he's watching telly with a fucking gun, pushing a table over. Like, fuck me. That's literally the scene where Travis Bickle kicks that fucking dirty little.
But you
TV
have to
over.
remember the Joker. His whole thing is that he was like copying people. He was taking jokes down. He was envisioning himself kissing a girl, like taking things. If that showed in the film imagery, right, like taking things. Also, you're talking about you like Tarantino, right?
No.
All he does, yes,
Who?
you do. He fucking all he does is rip shit, dude.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
good. You
yeah,
only,
it's the what is it in Pulp Fiction where he does? Mia Wallace does the
Don't be,
knit.
Yeah.
That's from A Band Apart.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, his fucking production company as well.
That's what he named it after, and he stole that thing from it. But it's not stealing; it's referencing. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Fuck me.
It's the
And
same
to
thing.
reference Taxi Driver in that film makes a lot of sense.
A lot of sense.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that's what he viewed
And
himself
isolated.
as, though. Like he viewed
You know
himself
what?
as getting the girl and like.
What I
Yeah.
really didn't expect from
To be
that film
fair.
was it to be as comic booky as it was. I didn't really think the Waynes were going to show up. I didn't think
I
it would
know,
be set
yeah.
in Gotham. That kind of shocked me, especially when he meets Bruce Wayne
which is
through
not.
the.
yeah.
Sorry, spoilers for Joker.
That scene was incredible.
I
The way
liked it, yeah.
he parts his mouth with the smile. Like I really wasn't expecting that to ever show up, or
Yeah.
Alfred or anything like
Yeah.
that. I thought it'd be this is a guy who lives in the real world who becomes the Joker, and that
Yeah.
kind of threw me off guard a little bit. But I kind of liked it at the end of the day.
That isn't. I've read like I've never seen that they were that intertwined though. Like in the comic books, that the Waynes.
Oh, there's been a theory about that.
Really?
Fucking
Yeah.
yonks. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think that the DC film verse is one of the biggest. Like the DC comic book lines are insane, dude. Like, there
Oh
are
my God,
such
yeah.
great ones. Like Justice League is such a great comic line. Their
Oh my
films have been
God.
so bad.
The
Not
film-
just Justice League.
The
he
film
liked
is
it.
the most
Yeah.
disappointed I've ever been by a film. I
Suicide Squad was worse, bro.
No,
Oh, that was
I didn't
bad. I
expect
hated
fucking
that.
anything going into that. I got a bit drunk beforehand. I went and saw it and had a fucking ball of a time. I was like,
That was my
"You
experience.
want no
That's
beef?
fair.
You want
Yeah.
no beef?" You know, for that I enjoyed it. I tried to rewatch it while I was dog sitting.
Toby said that. He
Couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
No,
You literally
Yeah.
go after a pit bull.
I was looking after a dog. Yeah, and I
I thought there
rewatched.
was going to be a story behind that.
No, there's no story. I was dog sitting. By the way, I was shagging mad birds. No, I had a good time with that. Justice League. I had been waiting for that movie for such a long time. I grew up on DC. I love DC. I read it every fucking week, every month, whatever. And all these teasers. I remember when they invited a bunch of journalists to the set after Batman v Superman kind of blew up in their face, and all the journalists came out and they were like, they're making something incredible. And then it came out. It was right after my brother's birthday. I got IMAX tickets for the two of us. Came back to London. Did all this shit. Was like so excited.
Oh,
Dude.
And I watched it, and I came out of it and I went, it was the yeah, I like that. I like that.
no.
And then the next morning I was like, what did they do?
Oh man, that film was so. I'm sorry for me. I think
It's
you,
so
Yeah.
clumsy.
How did you think
I-
you enjoyed it though?
After Suicide Squad, I was expecting terrible editing, just utter crap. So I went in with no expectations, like it's gonna be so bad. I'm just gonna have to turn my brain off, and I did.
He's ASMR in
He's
every
halfway
single
through
cat.
that.
Dirty little sluts.
He's halfway through this craze.
But dude, I went into that film with
Oh
no
my God,
expectations, and I bloody loved it.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you
I
loved
found
it.
it so fun.
I went in with no expectations because
I
DC
think-
have
Fucking hell,
fucked
Jay.
it, bro. Their brand
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucked.
You know what? They focus way too much on being like, it's gonna be the next MCU.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for the new one, Birds of Prey? It
I
looks
kind of like it. I kind of like it. Actually. Maybe
every
we can have a
trailer
debate.
they've
What's
got
it
us
about?
in there, bro. No, it's Harley Quinn. Like
Yeah.
she's broken up with Joe. It's not
got
literal.
that.
with
No,
the
but you know what?
storyline.
I'm less excited for the concept of it because I like Birds of Prey as a concept. I think it's a really cool team dynamic. But
Yeah.
what I am excited for is it looks really fucking sharply directed.
Hopefully.
Like they've got in this like young gun female director who's only done a couple things but has
The
like a really
hyenas are in it
distinct.
as well, bro.
Yeah, fucking Bugsy and
I can't
the
remember
other
their
one.
names,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
sick
Who?
hyenas.
They're good. Harley Quinn has hyenas. In
Oh,
the
yeah,
universe.
yeah.
Comic book,
Yeah.
like, you've seen it in
Justice, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks really sharply directed and really stylistic. And you know what? I prefer a super stylistic kind of like one-off special film, other than a this has to connect to everything and
Yeah.
everything has to connect to it kind of thing.
But-
You know?
But okay, so the one thing, agree, some of it looks good. Do you know the one thing that showed me? I just don't think they've learned from their mistakes. The voiceover. The voiceover, dude. She's like, me and Mr. J have broken up.
I don't think that's
I'm gonna do
voiceover.
this
I'm not
by
even.
myself.
If that
It's
is
like,
voiceover,
it's gonna
You
be a
can-
speech in the film, dude. Or
yeah,
something.
no,
Like,
she's gonna. No, I tell you what, she's gonna. It's gonna be. She's talking at a bar with another character,
Yeah.
and they've taken that dialogue from them.
I really
did it with-
I hope so.
hope I'm
Yeah.
proven wrong, but
Yeah.
you have to understand, like, I've gone to so many DC films thinking they were
Not
going to
seen
be
them all.
good, like, they're so bad. And what's depressing is, to me, arguably, not just superhero films, that trilogy was so good. The Dark Knight trilogy was like
I rewatched them recently. Yeah.
outside of comic book films.
Mm.
Those films were fucking insane.
There's a
Even
reason they
Batman-
don't.
Christian, pardon?
Even Batman Begins.
Even Batman Begins.
Batman
That's
Begins.
the worst.
You know
Also-
what? Batman Begins
Yeah.
is the perfect, just like hyper concentrated Batman
wasn't
film.
a
More
great-
so,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it in years.
It wasn't a
It's-
great film, but it was.
No, you know
No,
what?
I'd-
It's
I'd-
not in the context of that trilogy. It's not the best film out of them.
Mm.
But in the context of superhero movies,
Yeah.
that is the most hyper concentrated
Yeah.
Batman film.
I
He
agree.
doesn't kill anyone. He gets the action right. The stakes are high enough. Everything is just perfect. Like even
Yeah.
more than Batman '89. It just gets Batman to a T. And then what he decided to do after that was like, we've got this guy. We could go in the fucking magic and superheroes and whatever direction, but what if
It sets
instead
up development.
we throw him in the real world
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
real world kicks him in the balls?
Yeah,
Like,
and
Yeah.
it set up so much development. He was
Oh, it's
so
fucking
unexplored in that
amazing.
film. In my opinion, they put so much into him, but you never really it set up that everything that happened from then on was development from that beginning. That's why it was so good for me. Like,
Yeah.
and I think
honestly, yeah.
I
Did you
mean,
guys watch Dark Knight in the cinema?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my family would.
I
and
enjoy
genuinely,
those.
No,
my
I tell
family
you,
would
my,
let me,
my-
because it was so. Remember how much controversy there was? Like,
Oh,
sorry,
some-
by the way, but like,
Some
how
guy
much
shot up a theatre, didn't he, in America?
Yeah, but it was
No,
like,
that was the Dark Knight Rises.
Was
Yeah,
it?
later
It was
one.
the Dark Knight
Yeah,
Rises.
no,
The guy
it
came
was.
in dressed
Texas
as the
or something?
Joker and fired into a crowd of
Yeah.
people.
Fuck
This
me.
was.
something,
I remember
yeah.
the Dark Knight. It was me and my
12,
dad.
right? 12 it was. And then,
It was a 12.
12,
It was 2008. I just turned 8.
yeah.
Damn.
And it was me and my dad who went to see it. Well, my mother and my brother went to see Herbie Fully Loaded. And I was like,
What
fuck
a
you,
film.
bitch! Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I just came out of it and it was like fucking doing acid for the first time. It was just, whoop, my pupils were dilated. I was like, and then this is about the Joker and then the Batman and what if it's torture, you know, like all that kind of shit. I was hooked. Like,
Just quick, go on.
it was
sorry.
no,
like
you-
Damascus
Um,
conversion.
just quickly, a Herbie apparently is a piercing on your bollocks.
What?
Dude, I never watched the. I watched the Herbie film, but the Herbie game.
The Herbie game.
Yeah, the one with the piercing on the bollocks. No, the fucking PS2 game, bro. That was
I
lit.
didn't have a PS2. I had a GameCube, a Wii, and then an Xbox 360.
Oh, dude. PS1, PS2, and then.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
My
Last
mate
section.
had a PS2, and
Yeah.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2 on it.
Oh, dude, I grew up playing
And
games. So
I,
good.
yeah.
Anything past 360 or you just stopped?
No, I got an Xbox One, but my brother opened his gullet and swallowed it, and I've never seen it since.
How old's
Fortnite,
your
am I
brother?
right? Oh.
No, you know what? To be honest, I
Serious?
burned out on it a little bit, and then he was just like, "Well, I mean, I'm the only person who plays it, so move it to another room."
How old's
Like,
your brother?
He just turned 18 a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
I
that's
went back.
good.
I went back on his birthday, and then I went back this weekend for his
You
party.
guys tight?
We are now. We weren't. We originally weren't. Like
That's siblings.
it's-
though, a
yeah.
bit.
I remember I got super depressed about it when I was like in my pubescent years, because when we were kids we were so like rough housing and like, you know, whatever, and then I had puberty and he had puberty, and it was just like warring, and now he's just turned into this amazingly like solid guy. Like I know all of his friends now. It's like
Yeah.
he's awesome.
That's
He's really
lovely, man.
awesome.
I've
What's
got-
his name?
Big
Up George.
I made it up. No, no, his name's Lucas.
I think him a big
Lucas.
shout out.
Yeah, Lucas.
Lucas Chancellor. Sounds like
If you listen
I
to
like
this, love you, brother.
Where are you guys from? Sorry.
I'm from London.
Oh,
London.
shit. That's it.
Sorry! How fucking dare you?
Where in London are you from?
Well, I was born in Greenwich. I always say that to try and lessen the second part of that, but then I grew up in Ealing.
Where's Ealing?
Yeah.
Ealing's West London.
Okay.
Sounds
Which
nice.
is, Ealing's a weird place, because it's like slightly posh, but
Chelsea?
also slightly fucked up at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, is that near Chelsea? I have
No,
no clue
it's
where
not
that
anywhere
is.
near Chelsea, but my family supports Chelsea as a football club.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
I guess.
Yes.
I care so
One more
much.
fan.
You doing it?
We're doing it, bro.
Whoa.
That's an ASMR fucking handshake.
Got some
just
blues
there,
in the
bro.
house.
Nice.
Slap my hand right here. There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
sounds
that
good.
was my
Oh, they're gonna
cock.
feel that. Some people in their car are gonna go, ah! Like,
Some people think.
I'm just envisioning so many people viewing this right now and jumping at that.
yeah,
It's
well, the
actually
last one
overwhelming.
got 10k views.
The thousands of
Yeah.
people.
Dude,
listening.
25 and I'm gassed. I'm
Honestly,
so
Did you not
fucking
even tell
happy.
anyone about it?
No, we didn't until this Tuesday.
I've told one person about this podcast.
I've told like
Shout out
Abby and
Elliot,
Kelly
alright?
and stuff, but I don't really want to play it to Abby in the sense that if Abby wants to go and listen to it, go and listen to it. But
Is
I'm
that
not.
me?
Abby is my girl. Me and Abby are actually dating.
I
so-
thought I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
You don't fucking mention it
To be
enough.
fair, no. Well, that's very funny.
We've got 5 subscribers.
No.
I subscribe.
Oh,
Hey,
shout
thank you.
out.
Hey.
You know, I got clout on you. I used to be a YouTuber.
Ja-
I had a
Jacob
YouTube
Chancellor, come to Brazil.
Dude, we're an hour and
I was
8
waiting
minutes
for
in.
one of you to see that.
Come to Brazil.
I left a comment on the first one.
What does it say?
Come to Brazil.
What the fucking comment?
Yeah,
What?
from him. Absolute
Why?
stockage of a pod while sipping brews is the first bio. This one's gonna be.
No, I know. I wrote it.
This one's gonna be Chancellor, full stop. The Maverick, full stop. Brewskis. Full stop.
Love it.
Kind of like that. I like that.
Chancellor the
I think
Maverick.
I'll think of a good name later.
Mm.
Yeah, what we were talking
Got-
about Joker, right? I
Tad
wanted to
Potter
quickly
gone
say
well.
about the Joker, not the one with just the Dark Knight one.
Oh
The
my
one with
God,
Heath
yeah.
Ledger.
Yeah.
For me, what were you gonna say?
And I thought my jokes were bad. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, man, that was for me. I was just gonna say, I just wanted to like, I want this out there on the internet. As a 21-year-old, that is the first performance I watched, and I was like, fuck, Like I properly appreciate it.
You know what? Weirdly for me, the first performance I ever watched and was really like, oh my god.
Don't say Forrest Gump.
No, it was Linda Hamilton in the first Terminator as Sarah Connor.
Oh my
Really?
fucking
Damn.
god.
I will.
Oh my god, I haven't
Yes.
seen that
I've
film
been
in
really,
so
Yeah.
I've been
long.
really depressed about Terminator for a long time.
The new one came out today.
The new
bad.
one
watched
did
it.
come out, and apparently it's actually really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Which gets my hopes up.
But
I
everyone says
accredit.
that about every Terminator when they come out.
No,
So
this is the
Salvation.
Twitter reaction. This
Oh,
isn't James
okay.
Cameron sat in his home going like, yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It's people on Twitter have been like, this is surprisingly finally they've made a good one again. But I accredit the first Terminator for the reason I wanted to get into film in the first place.
Alien.
I feel like if I'd never even
Never
heard of it, I just wouldn't. I'd probably be off like in art school somewhere drawing because I fucking love drawing and that's what my mum was originally like. You should go and do this.
Is that your favourite film ever then?
No, it's not my favourite film ever. My favourite film ever is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a sick film.
What,
That
Wes
film.
Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I actually really rate that as an answer.
Can I just quickly ask, what was everyone's film that got them into film? But like, what was that first film where you saw and go, oh shit, there's actually a fucking entire cast and crew behind this?
No, it was the Terminator. I fell in love with like the special effects of it, and I was like, I kind of want to get into special effects. And then it was the Dark Knight. I got the Dark Knight on DVD for Christmas
So good.
when it came out.
Fuck.
And I watched it over and over and over and over and over again, and then I realised there was a second disc there, and I put it in, and I watched every single thing from the behind the scenes and rinsed that until the thing got
Dark
scratched on the
Knight?
DVD player.
Mm.
Of the Dark Knight, yeah. I used to be able to recite the documentary they made about blowing up the hospital,
Oh,
because they were just like, Christopher Nolan's, so we found this hospital and we were going to demolish it, and so really what we needed to do was just blow it up. Like,
he very overpronounces his word.
he's got that weird like
Yeah, he does.
like
What was your one?
character.
Yeah, no, you say yours
We'll
first.
go,
You
mate.
go
We'll
first.
go around the table.
Yeah, I like that.
Has
That-
it got to be?
We've got
Oh,
fantastic.
Jesus.
That's favourite film ever. Fantastic Fox, and then say what was the film that got you into film?
It's the Terminator and Dark Knight.
Okay, I like that. That's good 3 ones. What about you?
Okay, so my favourite film is Taxi Driver. And
Okay.
yes, man. And the film that such a generic answer, so I apologise. The film that got me into film was Clockwork Orange.
Oh, fucking
Okay,
excellent
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Excellent
That
I've
answer.
one.
never actually finished that film, by the way.
I never
Never.
watched it, to be honest with
No,
you.
I've watched it about 4 or 5 times, but I've never actually got to the end.
Oh,
That
the
film-
end is well worth it.
Yeah.
I was cured alright.
Yeah.
Not in a
Fucking
bad,
hell.
not in a bad way. Like I don't like it. Like I love it. I've just always. It's like I've never sat down and been like, I'm gonna Stanley Kubrick, right? Or
Yeah.
I've never sat down and been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that right through, which I always usually do. I'm like, oh, I like this film, so I'm gonna watch it. For me, like the first opening 20 minutes is sick. Like,
Oh,
it's fucked up. Like that's good film.
Can I just
I've
say,
never got to the end.
this is gonna, because it ties into what you just said, this is gonna fucking annoy you and you so much. Do you know what film I've watched 3 times now?
Could have just said all of us.
No. Do you know what film I've watched 3 times?
No, because the studio audience,
Hey Linda!
you and everyone who's in.
everybody in the studio.
Thomas is just there like, yeah. When he was like, can I sit in?
Oh,
Oh, come on,
my
Thomas, we
God.
love you.
That's got to be cut.
Ethan.
Do you know what? Do you know what film I've watched 3 times and still haven't finished? You guys.
We love you,
actually
Thomas.
hate me.
what film?
Fuck me.
Let's hear it.
Alien.
What? Dude, that's such
Dude,
a classic.
Ethan, to be fair, mate,
Leaving-
I knew this would happen.
You never watched Alien?
I've never seen Alien.
What? We've lost Jake.
Whoa, his trousers are off now.
What?
I know.
Mate, he hasn't, well, even worse, he hasn't even seen it.
I know what happens, haven't seen it.
Do you know what the thing is?
It's spooky time. We can watch it like later tonight. It's so good.
It's one of the best horror films.
You know, me and I love my dad, but him and my brother always had football, but me and him always had film, and specifically we had Alien.
Dude.
Yeah.
I fucking Alien was like I was a horror.
Even Aliens was good, bro.
Hey, I love Aliens.
Fucking so good.
That's Jim Cameron doing what he does best with franchises. Is there's a horror movie first, and then he does an action movie
Yeah.
second.
I
He
mean,
did it with Alien and Terminator.
Prometheus.
And
What was the
Avatar.
other one after Prometheus?
Alien
I kind of
Covenant.
liked Prometheus.
I like Prometheus.
Oh,
Speak of the devil.
Stockage.
Good.
Yeah, we just chatted about
Everybody at home. Sorry, what's your name again, man?
Thomas.
Thomas has just entered the studio. The studio.
Hey. The audience will clap.
Oh, put your trousers on.
Yeah.
Thomas, put your
He's
cock
coming
away.
stark bollock naked except for shoes and socks.
No, I liked Prometheus.
I really
I
liked
did not like the
Prometheus.
next one.
I really like Alien Covenant more than
Really?
Prometheus.
I wasn't a
Fucking
fan. I
loved
wasn't a
Alien
fan.
Covenant.
You're welcome. Could you give us like another half an hour, then you can come in? Is that alright, beautiful?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Sexy.
And seriously, put them trousers back on, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
Has it been Doc Martens?
Have you
and
got some
nothing else,
drinks?
though?
Have you got some drinks? Have you got some drinks?
I got him there.
Why don't you come in like 10, 15 minutes?
Oh,
Come in 15 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, I've got
That, we're having a film chat, so we'll finish our film chat then.
I've got a massive hog as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at it. It's
Yeah.
there's a slight, there's
We're
a
not
slight
comparing dick
breeze
sizes
blowing
yet,
through the
mate.
house, and it is knocking things over.
Yeah, alright, see you in a sec.
For
What's he
those,
laughing at?
for those, I said it's a brave look, Doc Martens and nothing else.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a massive hole. Come on, we're not
That's
comparing
all.
sizes just yet.
For those at home, Ethan has fallen off his chair.
I like the way that Jake's breaking fourth wall as if we're going to have, like, we need to
No, I
include
want,
the
I want
audience.
Martin from Compton in his car on the way to work going, oh, thank you, Jake. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that has honestly caught me off guard so fucking hard.
Hey, we haven't done it in an hour. Cheers, everybody.
Oh,
Oh, shit,
cheers,
yeah.
guys.
Cheers.
Oh, we're
Stockage.
over an hour in, but I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
I'm carrying,
good.
we're
How
carrying
long has
on.
it been running for? An hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but I think you guys need to watch Alien.
Oh, I want
got
to.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jake,
that's a
thank you
great
for that, man.
film,
One of the
bro.
best films ever.
Yeah.
Side note, have you
Really
guys
is.
played Alien Isolation?
I have played Alien
Oh,
Isolation.
Yeah,
is
I've
that
heard-
what you got
that's-
to be the alien, by the way?
No, that's like Alien Colonial Marines.
I didn't
something.
know that.
The
'cause I-
shittest game ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to be a fucking alien.
I could
bro.
do that
Alien
in an
Predator.
arcade
Fuck.
game, bitch.
Yeah.
I can do that in bot, bro. Look on stage.
I put my alien bust on.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I can't believe you haven't seen Alien. I really
I wanna
like
see it.
Prometheus.
I honestly think
Covenant
that's
for
the
me-
best alien film.
Yeah.
Like,
What,
genuinely.
Prometheus?
No.
Just Alien. Just
Fucking
Alien.
hell.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa.
Just Alien.
Oh, what's
Alien 4.
Yeah.
what's the one that
Sigourney
came
Weaver hits
out
the
after
dunk.
Prometheus?
Covenant.
So what?
Covenant.
I wasn't a fan. I mean,
you know,
I
I
enjoyed
actually,
Covenant.
I really like
Remember the trailer?
Alien Covenant. I thought it was a solid movie. I thought it was, it had more of a through line than Prometheus did.
Yeah.
But what I really liked about it was the marketing campaign they had for it. Because part of the marketing campaign was they had this VR game called In Utero,
I'm gonna go for a while.
which starts
Carry on.
off. Alright,
I've broken the seal, but carry on. Carry on.
it happens to the best of us. You start off and you're in this weird red environment. And you don't
Yeah.
really know what's going on. And you're looking around,
Yeah.
and then slowly it dawns on you: you are the alien that has impregnated the person.
Oh, okay.
And because it's Alien Covenant, you know, there's the backburster.
Yeah.
You are the backburster in the scene from the film.
Oh,
So
shit.
it's like, oh god, I got that! And you burst out the bottom and you fall on the floor, and then you grow slowly, and then you eat the woman, and that's how the thing ends.
God.
Fucking incredible.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Excellent use of VR as well.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Great tie-in.
Because
Yeah.
you just sort of, you grow as the alien would grow at the accelerated
Yeah.
rate, and then you know, it's
That's
fucking...
fucking. That's sick.
it's
When you
awesome.
grow, it's like first person. It's like
It's
third person.
first person.
Oh, Jesus.
That's sick.
It's
I
first
like it
person.
though. That's sick.
Just
Yeah.
quickly
The
say,
walls are thin.
what was your film, Toby? Your favourite film and the film that got you into film?
Dude.
Yeah.
What's it?
Enough about Alien.
Thank you for moderating.
Sorry, guys.
Otherwise we'd be talking about fucking...
Honestly,
I was
like,
on the kitchen floor a second ago.
favourite film? Probably like Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I love that film to bits.
That's a good movie.
Directed and starring Ben Stiller.
I actually, you know,
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
do like Secret Life of Mortal Mate.
Yeah, I like that one quite a lot.
Your
Yeah.
favourite film? What's your favourite film?
Yeah, for sure. That film makes me feel good.
At
At
I
least
think
I'm drawn to that film.
it suffers from the soundtrack, which is like...
I love the soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
very,
like,
very preachy.
I feel like if it
The
had...
Lion King.
But I know, I do think that's a really good film.
Yeah.
I think it's well made, and I like the surprise Sean Penn at the end.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn's
oh.
great, even though he beat up Madonna.
Really?
You not heard about that?
No.
They were married for a bit, and apparently what happened was he got a bit drunk one night and tied her to a chair and beat the shit out of her.
Tied into a chair.
Yeah.
that
That
part
explains
was
your
shit.
song like
Yeah.
a virgin.
Hey, Sean Penn, if you're listening,
Even.
there's just rumours. I don't believe it. I'd love to direct you in a movie,
Mate.
please. Like,
That was fucking
terrible.
What did he say?
I said,
Jesus.
Tom, what was your favourite film?
What did he say?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm really curious now.
I just-
You can repeat it, mate.
Jokingly, I said, "Oh, that explains her song like a virgin." So what was your favourite? So what was
I
your
love that song.
So what was your favourite film?
No, wait, what,
Toby
we
hasn't
didn't get...
finished his. Toby hasn't
Oh,
finished
sorry,
his.
yeah.
What was the film that got you into film?
Oh, Drive. Hands
Yes,
down, Drive.
man.
Fucking
I know,
love
great
Drive.
one.
You're
Fucking
obsessed
great.
with that
I
fucking.
Great
love that
answer.
film. It's so good. I can't find the flaw. Can't find a flaw in that film. I love it.
And a real hero. Sorry.
Sorry, audience.
We've lost all our viewers.
Oh, they
Our
tuned out
account's
20 minutes in.
Our account's been terminated.
Drive is fucking incredible.
I love
It's
that
really
film.
good. It's got a great soundtrack as well.
When he stabs
Oh, yeah.
that guy's fucking head in, bro.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is? It's the scene where they get in the elevator with the guy.
Oh,
And he
dude.
goes and he kisses Carrie Mulligan.
Dude,
and
the
then he turns
lighting
around
in that
and
shift.
There's what is it?
Amazing.
Every film student should know this guy.
Yeah,
Every frame of painting.
yeah.
No.
We does that
Fuck,
scene.
okay, it's great.
Watching
YouTube
video
channel.
of that scene.
They're done now, so you can just go through the whole back
Yeah.
catalogue and do it all.
Mm.
They did a video on quadrants in Drive, and the way
Yeah.
that every shot in that movie applies to a quadrant. So everything is in a 1, 2, 3, 4 space.
Yeah.
So like Ryan Gosling's here, and then the thing he wants is in the fourth quadrant over here.
Yeah.
But his obstacle is in the second quadrant here,
Okay.
and the way that that's all it's fucking it's
So he has
brilliant.
to go like here,
Yeah.
Yeah,
down there. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
and plus that's the only good film that director's ever made. So
Fuck
Ooh.
Only God Forgives.
Only God Forgives.
I
like
I didn't mind Only God Forgives, but I felt it was just
Neon.
like, oh, the people like the neon shit and Drive.
Yeah.
Let's
It was
do
overboard.
more of
And then
it,
they did
you know,
Neon
like-
Demon,
Have you seen-
which was a step too far. For
Neon
me.
Demon was so good. I love that.
That is alright.
Better than Van Helsing.
Bronson.
It was
Yeah,
one of those
that.
films where it's like,
He did Van
what if
Helsing.
we...
No, what was it? No, Van Heller. Where the whole film was shot in slow motion.
Sorry?
I'm not
So they have
heard
those
of
really
this.
slow motion like death execution
I was thinking
scene.
of the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Is
no.
that right?
The harp, the
Van Heller.
scene that goes on too long with the harp.
Oh my
Oh.
fucking god, can I just quickly segue? We saw a fight happen in Alfie's yesterday. And one of the guys
What a
looked,
segue, right?
one of the guys looked, I'm not joking, exactly like Mel Gibson signs. I'm talking like, I fucking was convinced it was 2002.
Have you seen Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes when he's taking the piss out of Mel Gibson for
Yeah, I
a
love
Jewish
that,
phone
yeah.
call? And at the end, he's like saying goodbye, and he's like, "From me and Mel Gibson, shalom, shalom."
I love the speeches he does.
Yeah,
I love
he is a good host.
You know what? It was
So
Johnny
funny.
Depp was on Life Was Too Short
Oh, fuck
because
yeah.
because of the little joke he did about him at one of the Golden Globes things.
Oh yeah,
And I
he
thought
just
that was
tries
a
to
really
say
good.
hor-
Yeah.
the Liam Neeson one
Oh yeah.
when he's like,
I have AIDS.
Full blown nudes.
when he's like. When he goes back into
Testicular
the,
AIDS.
he goes into the greengrocer and he's like, I didn't come in yesterday. He's like, where's? I was at the hospital. He's like, okay. He's like,
Oh,
I've
full
got
blown.
AIDS. He's like, I thought you might.
The best thing about that is he goes, so I'll be a greengrocer. He comes in, Tring, we're closed. I think the shop has to be open.
Welcome to the Let's Quote Other People's Jokes podcast.
That wasn't good.
We're gonna get 0. Fucking Ricky Gervais is watching this. Like, come on, guys.
No, we're
you're
gonna tweet
boring
it and be
enough."
like, with thanks to Ricky Gervais, he's gonna watch it and go like, fuck you two.
Copyright.
And then that's how we blow up.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais would not copyright strike 'cause he's a massive like I don't think he would.
The fucking
I love him.
radio.
He's a hero. I know I said some incendiary things about your stand-up earlier, Ricky,
Yeah.
but I love you, man.
No, legit. Like his fucking XFM shows from like 2001.
Oh, they're fucking
They're
brilliant.
They're on YouTube still. Like, and I
Yeah.
watch them
Yeah.
all the time. Like, he didn't give a fuck. They're gold, man.
Yeah.
They're
Oh
abs-
god.
Did he
His
name
greatest
drop?
gift to the world was Carl
Who?
Pilkington.
Did he name
What's
drop?
that?
Who? Ricky Gervais?
Yeah.
Dude, he's a maverick.
Are you?
Dude.
Why
I don't know
just
much
name
about
drop
it, to be honest with
Just type in Carl Pilkington to YouTube.
Just name
Is it
drop
bald,
right
that
now.
guy?
What's that?
He's the bald
Just name
guy.
drop.
Yeah, guy, yeah.
Who?
I know who
Yeah.
he is.
Just
I've
do
seen
it.
the
Just
podcast.
fucking name
But yeah.
drop. Be a legend.
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Ethan.
No, sir. I'll be cooking some up. Fuck you, Sam Jackson. So
Who the
That's what you've been cooking
fuck
up.
is Sam Jackson? Who's
So-
Sam Jackson?
No idea.
don't worry about it. Some fucking Hollywood actor apparently. So don't worry about
Apparently.
He was in the Matrix,
it. These
right?
bud. That was Lawrence.
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 That was Laurent.
That was-
Laurent Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. These Budweisers are kicking in. So cheers.
Dude, your favourite movie? And one of the to
Oh
film?
yeah.
You know no way to replace.
Yeah, this is a bad
I'm used to it
podcast.
now. I'm used to it.
Completely dismissed Tom. He's a fucking loser.
Do you know what, like, man, I mean, favourite film,
That's a difficult question to ask.
I'm going to put
Yeah.
favourite films into 2 because
Yeah, of course.
for me, like modern time, I don't think there are many great films come out. Like if you're talking Oscar-worthy films, I'm talking like literally like mainstream.
Oscar-worthy.
Let me just say something right now. A film that gets nominated for an Oscar does not necessarily.
So I'm
it's
talking.
the best film.
No,
Shape of
100%.
Water.
There are lots of great films, but
No,
I'm
The Shape of
talking.
Water is fucking brilliant. Get off your high horse right now. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
I was a medium fan. I was more of a fan of Moonlight. For me,
Moonlight.
Love that
fucking
film.
brilliant.
You love
Because
that
Moonlight
film.
did win it and La La
No.
Land didn't it?
No, but this is what I mean. So when I say great film, I'm talking. When I say Oscar, I'm talking the film that falls into mainstream category. I think a lot of films that are Oscar nominated are shit.
Oh,
And I
totally.
don't mean
Green
that.
Book.
Yeah.
You seen
oh,
Green Book?
I like Green Book.
I
I thought
did
It's
it
not an
like-
Oscar film though.
No,
That's
not
the
at all.
best film of
No,
the
you
year.
know what it was? It was
very read out.
It was.
Yeah.
I did. What was it? Last semester we had a whole. I was in digital distribution,
Oh yeah.
and we had to do that those blog posts. Right, I did a whole thing on how to market a film to the Oscars as the perspective of a film. I was like, okay, so you want to get an Oscar-worthy film, so here's how you market it. And I did a whole bit on Green Book and how that was just Oscar wank essentially. It's
Yeah.
like. Yeah, I'm a guy who's kind of racist, and now I gotta be with this black guy? Ah, man, that sucks. Okay, I've learned to accept and love this black man as my own. Even though the real life story is not as cut and dry as that. It's more like, yeah, you know, it's not, I don't think it's a well-made film either. I think it's really weirdly directed.
Yeah, and it felt really,
Every-
really read out.
You
to
know,
the
they
audience.
had a real chance to do a really brutally honest version of racism, which isn't always just like, we don't like coloured folks. It's a lot more subtle than that. Like, while I was in America, one of my best friends is Vietnamese.
yeah.
Big up
He's a
Jack
guy-
Rowland.
He's a guy called Vincent, but Jack Rowland, the whitest Vietnamese guy ever. No, he's
I love Jack Rowland. Man.
I love him, man.
Fucking
We'll
guy.
get him
he's
on, we'll
such
get
a-
him on.
He's such a lad.
He is
I'm
so
seeing him on
lovely,
Sunday at Spoons.
Such a lovely
But
guy.
no, one of my best mates is Vincent. He was born in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Southern guy, Southern values,
America,
all that kind of shit.
though, that's
So,
a different.
American. He's an American guy, but his parents are Vietnamese.
And he's been
And
honest.
we went on a trip to South Carolina, and along the way we stopped off at a gas station. And obviously I went up and bought some stuff, and they were like, "Oh, y'all from England? Like, yeah." He gets up and he's like, "Well, ma'am," like he's got the Southern accent and
Yeah.
everything. And she goes like, "Oh, so like, where are you from?" And he's like, "From Charlotte, North Carolina." And she goes like, "Yeah, no, I know you live there, but where? Are you from like Asia or something like that?"
Jesus.
That's like
Yeah.
actual racism. And he was like, "No, I was born here. I'm an American." She was like, "Yeah, sure, honey. Where's your green card?" Like, that's racism. And they had a real chance with Green Book to say something about the way that racism spreads, especially in America. And they just went like, every racist in that fucking movie was just like, "You're black and you shouldn't be here." Like, it was just so ham-fisted and
thing
shit.
is, America
Yeah.
is societally like a massively racist country, but I actually think that England is now in a really bad period.
It's a
like,
weird fucking time to live here. It's a really weird time to live
But
in.
I think that fine, like with this whole Brexit shit, we're talking about this for 2 minutes max because Brexit does not
Oh,
belong
No,
on
I'm
this.
never going to give an opinion about Brexit
But-
ever.
But
First-
okay, the
first
one
maybe.
thing that cannot be said about it is anyone who wants to leave for the reason of foreign people is that's
so dumb.
fucking dark, dude.
Well, that's not even.
Doesn't make
Okay,
sense.
this is a heady topic, but like a big thing in my household. Like, my dad voted to remain, but my mum voted to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my mum was Labour for pretty much her entire life, and the reason she wanted to leave was not, "I can't believe these Polish people have taken my
Yeah,
job." Because
nah.
to be honest, I've been massively blessed with the life I've been given. Like, I
Yeah.
have two parents who do very well at what they do, and there's nothing that's been, and you know, like, whatever. The reason my mother wanted to leave was because she thought the EU was an incredibly ineffectual service, and I kind of agree with her.
Yeah, I
On one
do.
point,
I think that
you know, like-
it needs a reform for sure.
Exactly. But the discourse in this country has gotten so
Yeah.
extreme. Like, it's just, we're going to keep lengthening it out.
I
You
don't
know,
think
we're
should
not
have
going to
left
leave on the
with
31st. We're now going to leave on the 12th, and then when the 12th comes around, we're going to leave on the 1st
We
of
were
January.
meant
And
to
then
leave
blah, blah, blah,
fucking
blah, blah, blah.
June last year, mate.
I
Like,
know.
look, wait, 2 more seconds on it. Like, I can't wait for this shit to be over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that we should have left. Although I agree that
I'm just
the
sick of
EU's
hearing about it.
yeah,
100%.
dude, like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about politics in this country anymore. Do you know what I mean? I never really did, but I was trying to.
Oh, it depresses me too much.
Oh, I agree.
It depresses me
It's so
way too
sad.
much. It's like I had to take a. I was a news when I was like fucking like 14-year-old. I wanted to be a journalist for a bit because I was a news junkie. Like when the presidential election happened, the
Hillary Trump.
Yeah, it was Hillary Trump. I had Fox News, CNN, BBC, ITV all open on my laptop at the same time because I just wanted all the coverage.
Yeah.
And fucking, I used to love that shit because American politics to me is a bit like watching a TV show.
Yeah,
But
dude, 100%.
UK politics is so dour and depressing.
Yeah.
It's just argument. Okay, well let's make this referendum go longer. Like it's ridiculous. The discourse is just it's off the fucking chain.
You know what
it's full send.
Yeah! He's
You
up
know
for a
what
fucking send tonight, boys.
To make it a bit lighter, we're getting a bit depressing now.
Thank you, Jay.
No, I was going to say...
Jake! Chancellor. Can I call you Chancellor?
Yeah, of course you call me Chancellor. Everyone else does.
Cheers, Dad.
So I'll start with... I'll go back to my films. Moonlight, like, for me, if I look back at films the films that have come out the last 5 or so years.
What about Avengers Endgame? Did you not know?
No, I watched it but I'm not going to watch any more Marvel. I'm done. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a bit exhausted as well.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
I'm
to
done,
admit.
I'm
Bear
done.
in mind, I've seen every single one of them in the cinema.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Like,
I love it.
I
They're
grew
sick.
up.
I'm
I was the perfect age when that. I was 8 in 2008 when Iron Man came out, and I was just seen every single one of them. Got to Avengers
done. Are
Endgame.
you fucking 19?
No, I turned 20 in the summer.
Ah, okay.
His
Yeah,
birthday's in June.
yeah. I'm a
How
late
old are
one.
you, Ethan?
21.
How old are you?
23. 24 Monday.
I'm 21.
Your birthday's on Monday.
Yeah.
We should do a birthday podcast.
Oh, that's a shout.
Shit.
Did you bring a gift?
Yeah.
I was my jewel if you want.
Oh, mate.
Can I finish my fucking favourite movies?
Yeah. Right.
Jesus.
Sorry. How old are you?
I'm joking, I'm 21, man.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, so you're the
you-
youngest. I couldn't believe you were 19 for a said that, but you were born in 2000.
No, 1999.
Just.
Just about.
Mm.
When's your birthday?
June 15th.
Okay.
More or less midway through the year.
Yeah, just.
So I have Christmas and then I go ooh, for 6 months and then
Wait,
I have
June
my
15th?
birthday. Yeah.
That's literally like exactly halfway through the year, basically.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
I know,
dude.
right?
Dude, I found that weird. That's like, you know, when you read those memes and it's like someone smoked weed and it's like, is the ceiling on the floor or something, and it's like.
What is weed?
Yeah, we're all Christians here, right?
Ethan is. He's talking about fucking Satan every 24 hours. Like,
There's
talk
a
about the
fucking
devil a
bugger and
lot.
Satan.
Okay, we'll let him finish the films and then we'll talk a bit about religion.
Can we have
Real
5
really
minutes
quick,
at the end of
do you
nonsense?
like Lil Nicky? Don't.
Please
Don't.
say
Tell
no.
me yes. Tell me
Say
yes.
no.
Have my
Say
back,
no.
Jake. Have my back, Jake.
I'm about
no.
to stop this fucking podcast.
You know, the only time I've seen Little Nicky was when I had a
Oh.
babysitter over and I didn't really watch it. But what I did see, I wasn't a fan of.
was that a Tinder?
Thank you.
Was that a Tinder date with a babysitter?
No,
In
it was when I was a
2006.
child.
I thought you were like, had a babysitter over.
Yeah, I'm a babysitter. Cool, let's watch Little Nicky.
Do you want to
Actually,
fuck?
I've just started seeing a girl who I really, really like. That could be a litmus test to see whether she likes me. She really likes Little Nicky.
Do you want to fuck?
Shitty Adam Sandler film.
wanna fuck? That's
Hopefully,
what's Little
hopefully she
Nicky.
just listens to this. Emma, if you listen to this, please, I love you. Please.
Oh, he's just started seeing her.
I know, it's so gay.
Do you actually think you're in love with her? How long have you been?
Turn the recording off.
This is timeless.
Do you want me to actually tell this?
No,
now
it's
for a sec?
as if he's gonna go. No, actually.
Well, we'll talk about this after.
We'll talk about this after. We'll talk about this after.
Oh, that's cute, man.
It is
The
cute.
post podcast.
Hey, I'm the cute boy of the cod.
The cod farm.
On the cod fast.
God, fast.
Cod fast. I'm
Right.
fasting on cod.
I'm getting through this, so I don't.
Alright, okay.
Moonlight,
Moonlight is the film that you love.
Yeah.
like
What's
that.
the film that got you into filmmaking?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to put one more film I love in there. Goodfellas for me. It's
Fucking
Yeah,
A, man.
yeah.
it's one of the best films ever, man. Like so
That's the
good.
studio audience right there.
Film that got me into film. Maybe With Nail and I.
What film?
Dude, with Nail and I, bro.
Nah, this is. Give me a hug, man.
That's a fucking cult
That is
classic,
my
dude.
fucking. That's one of my favourite films ever.
Oh,
With
film?
Nell and I is fucking
Oh,
incredible.
God,
What's
man.
it about?
It's about these two guys
I've got the
with Nail.
Camberwell carrot.
Yeah, fuck. No, dude, when is that the farmer? It's about these two guys with Nail.
And both out of work characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're failed actors basically,
Okay.
and they go away together to Uncle
I
Murray's.
didn't say this for my answer.
Uncle Murray's like getaway cabin, and like it's just
No,
like
it's Monty.
oh Monty,
Uncle
sorry,
Monty.
yeah.
Bless you, Monty. Bless you.
Dude, my favourite bit is like, is that the farmer? Of course, it's the fucking farmer.
And lying in bed with a shotgun, like.
Dude, oh man, and it's like with Nails like this, like like he's an alcohol, basically an alcoholic.
It's
He's
Richard
really
E. Grant,
dramatic.
and he's like, "There's
Yeah.
no more wine. What are we
Yeah.
going to do?"
Yeah.
Like, and people like he was in this film with that slightly well insulated chick this year, and like
Harvey Keitel.
the fucking what's her name? What's her
Slightly
What's
well
her name?
insulated.
Slightly well insulated.
Fat
name?
cunt.
What's her name? Melissa.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh!
But, and everyone. Fucking. Sorry, Melissa.
Fuck you,
I
Melissa.
love. I'm gonna use that in my everyday life.
Fucking Melissa.
Melissa. Oh my god. Slightly well insulated. Oh, fucking.
I've always
Everest
tried to
Holmes.
say that. Yeah.
No,
but-
honestly, Harvey
and,
Keitel.
and everyone and everyone says like that was like him. He's always for me with Now and I was such a good performance.
Oh my
Like,
god, he's incredible. It's that bit after. He's never named, is he?
He's never named.
He's
yeah.
never named. No, it's after he leaves and he goes goodbye Withnell, and they have a hug, and he leaves and he goes
By
to
the
the park.
wolves.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Withnell stood there on his own with the rain coming down over his umbrella, and he gives that beautiful Shakespearean monologue.
Yeah, man, it's so.
It's just heartbreaking and hilarious. It's I have a friend back home in London called Matthew,
Yeah,
who is like a brother to me. I love him,
yeah.
and we're planning a Withnell and I-esque holiday
Oh, dude,
after we finish uni because we're both out of work actors.
Yeah.
And he's so Withnell and I'm so I. Like it's
Yeah.
perfect. Like we're both massive alcoholic.
you haven't they got to watch it though? Like that is.
Oh
like,
god, if you two haven't seen it, it's brilliant. And
When did it
the
come
best
out?
thing is as well is
Yeah.
it's not anywhere on fucking like 123 movies or Putlock or anything. You have to buy it.
Yeah.
You have to buy it.
Okay.
But that Jake stood up and hugged you. I could tell.
I just
man.
it's
Yeah.
this is the first
It's
time
like
I've
a
been on a
proper
film.
classic.
We've been on a film course for nearly 3 years,
Yeah.
and this is the first time anyone has said Withnell and I.
Mate, it's so good.
It's
But
fucking
that's
incredible.
First ever
The
heard about
reaction
it.
Jake gave.
Oh, dude, that film for me,
You
like
know.
it's hilarious, but it's sad, dude.
It's
so
really
lovely,
like melancholy.
Yeah, dude,
you know.
it's so
But
good.
the reaction Jake gave is the reaction I would give if someone said Kes as their favourite film. Yes. Yes. You know what I
What the
mean?
hell would care?
You know,
Again.
in where I live right now, right next to my desk in a poster tube is the most beautiful poster of Kes I have ever seen in my entire life. I got given it by my father for my 18th birthday.
Yeah.
And it's this gorgeous Mondo Kes poster with gold filigree around it. And it's
What's
got
Kes?
It's a Ken Loach film, and it's
Yeah.
basically every actor that's big right now cites it as one of their favourite films. 'Cause
It's
it's
heart
a
wrenching.
glorious, heart wrenching, beautiful film. I think it's set in the mid 70s or something like that. It's about this young boy in I can't remember it's
K.E.Z.?
set. Yeah, no, Kes.
Oh,
Kes, like Kestrel.
dude, Kes is so good.
It's about a young boy who's growing up and his family hates him and everything about that, and he fosters this Kestrel.
Yeah.
And they kind of become friends, and it's just beautiful.
so
I
upsetting.
have this poster with me right now, and I really want to get it framed and to put it up. It's beautiful. I'll take it out of the thing and I'll send it to you later because it's
I
glorious.
literally,
Is
I
it
literally,
sweet? Is it a sweet film?
It's a
Oh.
really sweet film, and it's got such a melancholy but kind of beautiful ending.
It's amazing.
It's brilliant. It's like
yeah, it
like
looks good.
I remember I was talking to
Is it-
like a couple of people about Ken Loach said something about the Marvel
It's
movies,
this sort of thing, like.
and I was like, you know what, I don't really care
That
because
quality,
the man has
isn't
earned
it?
his place. He's just
Wait.
an amazing filmmaker.
Yeah. That's not that it makes it a good film, but every time I see that, I fucking pour my eyes out.
Yeah, I cry every single
Oh,
time.
it's
I cry
fucking-
every single time.
Oh, Kess is so good.
You know what the thing is, like, I do think there's a lot of things fundamentally wrong with our course. Like, not in a bad way, like, I just think that...
Hey, Mark, Richard, Kate,
Ray?
everyone
I
out,
love
Julio,
I love Mark.
close your ears right now.
Like,
I
I
love-
love a lot of the people, I just think that, like... the whole first year, right, kind of feels like, why do I still have to be getting signed off in lenses in third year when we had a whole ungraded first year that I would have loved
But
to have learned my
yeah.
that's more of a problem with like the university.
I
system
know.
as a
This is
whole,
what I mean.
think.
I think our course has been
To be
great.
honest,
I've learned
to be
a
honest,
lot.
I think what we get right here in Winchester is pretty fucking great because
Access to kit.
what is it?
like-
People in I know a couple of people who go to Reading, and
Yeah.
one of them was like, "Oh yeah, my mate does a film production course," and you know what they did for all of the 3 years? They just made movies on iPads.
I heard about
Yeah.
this.
I think the fact that we are pressured to make a lot of stuff all
Yeah.
the time, and they do
No.
give us it's less about us like having to like be forced to do it. It's we have to go and grab it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like people like Brooke, for example.
She's talented. as
She's
well.
so talented, but it's because she's a go-getter and because she uses the facilities that we have.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how you get good at this course. It's not just like, oh, I'll wait for them to teach me that, and then
Yeah.
I guess I'll use it in a couple of weeks. It's like you have to really. That's filmmaking. You
Yeah.
have to like stand up and go and say, I'm gonna go learn this, go learn it, and then practice it as much as you fucking possibly
Yeah.
can. I really like this course. I do not regret taking it at all.
No, it's
Right.
made
No
me love
way.
film a lot as well.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't know what I want to be, but like I sure as hell could watch a lot of films and like be like, wow, that's a fucking like quality film. And I love like, to me like Mark for me has been like, I love Mark.
I love Mark.
You know,
It's
I
good.
really didn't like care for him in first year, and then second year I was kind of out of it. I was quite highly depressed in the latter half of second year. But this year, like everything he's teaching us is just so engaging. I find.
Yeah, man.
And you know, I've finally started to get him. Like I really feel like
I love Mark.
everything he's talking about is kind of the shit I'm into. Like getting into the like the
Yeah.
core and the like weird like beliefs about all film. I really fucking like that.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, and this is no one in this room. The only other problems I have with the course, right, is first off the editing modules we've had have been. I mean, this year I've not really gone, but last year was bad. Last year they just I felt like they were trying to go from the start again, and it felt a bit
Which
like a
semester was
drag.
Semester
The one with
one?
Richard and Rob when we were
Okay,
all in
I was
strike.
Semester
there
one,
for that. I
yeah.
was in America.
But
yeah.
man, it was not
It wasn't
great.
good.
It was, and like I like Richard a lot as a human.
I love Richard.
But
Oh, he's awesome.
that was a bad.
vaping at
that
the
was
back
a,
of the room,
yeah,
not giving
that
a
was a
shit.
bad course though. Like that bad module. Like
What was the module?
it was editing. It was just editing. Like,
Literally
editing
basic
and sound.
editing.
Further editing.
Yeah,
Like
but-
what we did in first year.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It was literally like the first lecture. It was how to open a sequence, and we were like, wait, but we've just spent a year.
Okay.
But I guess the thing is, there were quite a lot of people on our course that they
Oh,
had to
yeah.
keep. The only other
Yeah.
thing I have a problem with is, and I'm not name dropping. I'm not even insinuating people, but there's the group system. The way that it is that certain people are able to coast through this course pretty fucking easy. And I'm not saying anyone in here. We all have lazy days. Like we all are chill as
totally.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
chill as fuck, right? Like, and sometimes I'm really into a film, and sometimes I'm just a bit more like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like, everyone has select.
That's the whole thing. You know,
Exactly,
the
everyone has
pitch I
selected-
gave today, right?
Yeah,
I came out with that this morning
yeah,
and did the entire PowerPoint in the lecture before I
Yeah.
got called up.
Yeah.
And then Brooke comes over to me afterwards. She's like, "That idea was fucking incredible.
yeah,
Like, I want to work with you on that." Blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I've kind of tricked into it.
yeah.
And I get that kind of like you can kind of coast through things if you're like if you hit the right steps enough. Like I totally get that. I
Some people though, they don't even hit the right steps. And I'm not name dropping or insinuating. And this is not just on film, right? This is every part of life. There are just some people who just get through it and and like I hope, and not in a horrible way. I hope at some point they're hit with it a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
like
no.
you got to pull your finger out your ass and do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say anything, but it does like I feel like the lecturers, again, maybe the uni, they're a bit, because people are paying, they're a bit powerless to actually say to people, look, you need to fucking step up and do some
The
shit.
thing is, they're also paying to get an education.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
half of uni is the experience.
Yeah.
Granted, like,
Yeah. Some people
I've
just
had
go
an
out.
amazing fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I found out so much about myself. I've done so many things. Heroin, for example. No. But the other half is learning
Have you
shit.
done heroin?
I can say this on podcast. We don't have to get this out. Yes, I've done heroin.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh.
dark.
I'm
Yeah.
ringing
No,
the
no, no.
police.
It's pretty
I mean, the
dark.
most I've done is acid, but heroin was always a no.
I've done acid a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah. No, heroin was always a no go for me, and no judgment. It's just
I tell you what, we can do the drug chat next episode.
all right.
Oh, look forward to that.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, carry on what you were saying.
No, but I feel like what you're talking about, how like they
What,
kind
have
of
you-
feel.
minutes?
How long have you
2
been there for?
hours.
We're an hour and 44 minutes in. I'm
Wow.
still vibing.
I know.
2 hour
Here
barrage.
we go.
You know what? Seeing as we've checked the time, I'm gonna go for a piss.
All right.
And we'll come back.
Oh, by the way, real quick, I'll minimize this just so we don't have to edit anything out, right? I did not. That's cool.
Yeah.
I would actually love to chat about that sometime though.
We should do it. Yeah.
Off podcast as well, like
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
that'd be cool to talk
but,
about.
you know it's illegal in this country, so don't do that.
Okay.
My feet stink. Oh
No,
my
but
God.
I wasn't actually trying to name drop that because I know you're not, I'm just saying
No.
like, and that I'm reflecting that on not just our course but our life.
Yeah.
No.
There are a lot of people like, and I'm chilled as fuck. I want to chill out and do what I want. But I'll never leech off someone to get me to the place I want to get.
Yeah.
I use my friends to empower me and push me through if I'm having a
100%,
shit week.
yeah,
But
I've
to
got
just
that.
latch onto a stranger and go, get me to the end so I can get something good.
Yeah.
That's very different from saying I'm just going to bunk off by myself and do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fair, do nothing, but don't take someone else's credit
It's
for
quite,
doing that.
It's actually quite an insidious act to do that. It's like quite like
Yeah.
deep,
Yeah.
brutally evil, but subtle. Like
Do you think you know people in this course who have done that?
Yeah, I mean,
I can
like,
think of
hundos. Yeah.
Egypt.
few.
That's just
Yeah.
one thing. Like, and I'm not. That's
Yeah,
it.
okay,
Like,
okay,
but
yeah.
like that, and that I'm not just using that. Like that
Mm.
person was like a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
But
yeah.
that was like
Or girl.
No. Yeah.
that
Petting.
unidentified anything. But I'm not trying to name or shame anyone. I just think that like, as I in the lecture today, I was talking about society, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to tell. Like I said to people, I was like, I don't want this film to be like saying to people, I'm on the other side. I know what it's like to be out of society. I feel sad that a little bit, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, you're always a little bit like just in it with society. A bit like you're either being leeched off or having to work for someone else. Or all these things. Like I don't know. I find not just on the
Jesus, that was
course.
a mammoth piss.
I find life
Okay.
can be a little depressing in all senses. Like you know
Yeah.
what I was talking about today, Jake, in my thing. Like
Yeah.
that I've told you this, Ethan, and you, Toby. My it's
Yeah,
been
seen it, seen
Okay.
it, seen
one of
it.
my biggest fears is falling into society, dude. And I don't mean going out and getting a job. I mean literally
Because
like
we live in a society. Let's never forget.
yeah. But it's fucked, man. Like
No, it is.
It
It's
scares
totally
me, dude.
fucked.
It scares me. Like I don't know. I don't want to wake up in 60 years and be like,
Oh,
well, I
for
spent because I'm not religious. I spent my whole fucking time just doing fuck all. Should we-
I grew up a Catholic.
I went
so
to
I
a
f-
Christian school, but not.
I went to Catholic primary school and a Catholic secondary school, but the Catholic secondary school was very blasé with all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I feel like my position on that whole religion and all that kind of stuff is kind of slightly warped. Like everything that involves Catholicism in a way kind of feels a little bit deeper to me. Not because I believe in it, but because I think the conversation about Catholicism is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I think
like specifically religion.
yeah, I completely agree with you, dude.
Like-
I think that if someone's in a bad place, I think that religion can be, even if you're not religious, can be a really healing thing.
Oh, totally.
Like, who the
Well,
fuck
it's my,
wouldn't want people
You know what
Yeah.
it is? It's
Talking
my
talking about them and having like caring about
Yeah.
them? Like,
It's my grandma has been going to church every Sunday for
Yeah.
however long she's been alive, and it helps her so much.
yeah, man.
And I never want to take away from her there, but it's just something I don't particularly believe.
No, exactly. I don't believe it, but also I do also think that like, for example, the church has a value of 70 billion. Like that to me, in something that doesn't make sense. Like it is a profitable business as well as this. Like Notre Dame. Like remember when Notre Dame went down? Like it got donated all this money. Yeah.
Allegedly, apparently they didn't come through with that.
Yeah. But I think that although I think religion can be a massively healing thing, it goes back to this thing of I think the best bits of religion are the community-based healing.
Oh,
but the worst things
it's the teachings you take from it that are so important. Like, I'm not even remotely religious. I don't go to church. I don't really believe in God and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing I've always taken from it is like, don't toot your own horn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there was like a sermon about how like when you do something good, you shouldn't like scream it to the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most valuable things I've ever learned from religion. It's like take a great amount of sort of like, I don't even know what the word is, but just like be sort of sincere about how you do good things.
By screaming something out, is it not already the intention behind it?
Exactly.
It's like when
are you doing it for attention or are you doing it for
Jake Paul made a diss track and he was rapping about all the charity work he's done.
How could you
And
link religion to Jake Paul?
but
How dare you, sir?
It's every day, bro.
All the Catholics are like, oh!
Jake Paul! Jake Paul!
If you're a Catholic Jake Pauler, please get in touch.
Oh please, God, we'd love to have you on for a video interview. Really,
for a short film. But like
Wraith comes in.
Shout out, Ray.
Fuck's sake.
No, Joe Allen.
I
believe in Jesus, but also Jake Paul.
Ethan, surely is the most likely candidate.
Let's go.
I'm seriously worried about you buying Maverick merch.
No, I had it.
Please
I
don't,
didn't buy it. I had it in my basket. It was like a mystery T-shirt for $5.99.
Do you remember all that?
I love a bargain, Jake. You know this.
Put that straight in my basket. Do you remember that?
Take my
Yeah,
basket.
yeah.
No, but
You know what? Logan Paul specifically, what was it? Ethan from H3H3 said that he's a bit like an evangelical preacher. The way he markets to his audience. It was like on a podcast he did a couple of years ago at Christmas. He was like, Jake Paul is a businessman. He just goes da 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 da. You should be Jake Paul because you'll make money and you do blah 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 blah.
Dab it every day.
But Logan Paul does it like an evangelical preacher. He goes like, if you wear Logan Paul merchandise, you'll be stronger, you'll be faster, you'll be a better person.
And dent the universe.
And you'll put a dent in the universe. Fucking Steve Jobs. Well done. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
How's it going, man?
That's another T-shirt design right there.
Hey,
Exactly. There
Yo,
you go.
Gumtree. Hit me up.
Gumtree.
Wait, no,
Sponsor
Gumtree's
this.
Gumtree
shit, isn't it?
itself.
It's just like eBay for
Yeah.
crazy people.
Dude, I'm
isn't
not
it?
gonna fucking
I've
lie.
used
As soon as
Gumtree,
you
it's
know
good.
I'll fucking charge me on it.
How much battery you got?
It literally hasn't budged still. It's fine.
What?
How are we doing? How long have we been doing that for?
No, 2 hours. The entirety of
I
Taxi
tell you
Driver.
what, we call this episode Marathon Man.
Yeah.
Fucking Dustin Hoffman as the thumbnail.
That's the first person who I've said Marathon Man to, and they've gone Dustin Hoffman.
It's weird because it was fucking hard to tell. It's the second time I've said that cunt's name.
Yeah.
I thought you were name
Censor me, YouTube. Censor me.
No, you know what we should
Vilify me. Sorry, go
do?
on.
We should just play an entire song. Get demonetized immediately.
I don't think we're
it's
anywhere
just an
near
ABBA song?
monetizing.
Yeah.
How many views do you have to get monetized?
Oh, it's a fucking...
100,000?
It's
I think
either
it's-
100,000 subscribers
Yeah.
or 1,000 Google Play followers.
Really?
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
honestly.
100,000 subs.
Easy.
What?
Easily, yeah. Easily.
Easy.
It's
Are
No,
you saying easy?
it's only
we'll
that.
get that.
Isn't it
Yeah.
10,000 or something like
I
that?
thought it was 10,000 views, like, averagely on the video.
I don't think it's 100,000 subs.
But-
That's a lot, bro. That's
Here's
a
the thing,
lot.
It's a lot.
fucking subs.
We're a podcast, so the sponsors
Yep.
flood in if we get the
Yeah.
traction.
Really?
Yeah, L'Oreal. where
I
you
know
at?
Tiny Meat Gang did an entire year of podcasts before they got
Oh,
sponsored.
fuck. Sup, it's your boy Skinny Penis.
Yeah.
Tiny Meat Gang, what legends,
Oh
dude.
come on, this is all. I'm just riffing off of them right now. Like,
Can we
they're
just say, can we
fucking heroes?
Can we get fucking Jake back for next week?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be here every week now.
Yeah,
Because I
there
think
you
this
go.
is an integral part of the fucking podcast. I'd like to fucking formally say on behalf of Dad Pods, Jake, you're in the fucking gang, bro.
Welcome
Maybe
to the
just-
team.
Yeah.
There's an initiation though.
Is it? I might.
Welcome.
Oh my god, guys! I just want to thank my family.
It was inspired by Ethan's physique. Dad bods. Because
Fuck
Ethan's
you.
You
fat.
know, I have a dad bod.
No.
Well, I had a dad.
You're both dad
How many
bods. Well done.
tattoos you got? Is that a tattoo on your?
No, that's Sharpie.
Ah, okay.
This
Do
shit-
you
What
have
is
any?
that?
Do you have any tattoos?
D12.
I want to get a tattoo.
What's this on your left arm?
My left arm, my
Is that
outside
Sharpie too?
is-
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I want to get some tattoos. I want to get that, and I want to get that tattooed as well.
Do you remember back in the day you do like the Super S? where
Yeah,
you-
like
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
line,
yeah,
line,
yeah,
line,
Yeah,
line, line.
yeah.
I'll get it. If we ever do 100 episodes of this, I'll get that tattooed on my arse
Dude, we're
cheek.
thinking, wow,
Wow.
that's it.
Let's
It's
do it.
100 episodes.
That's a promise. First video episode, I'll shave my head. 100th episode, I'll get the S tattooed on my arse cheek.
That's a man who wants to be in this group. He's willing to shave his fucking head.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Shave his heat.
Shave his
Shave
head.
his head.
I'm a bit fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm down for bed
Okay,
soon.
I'm like,
Down for
I'm-
bed.
I'm fucked, dude.
What do you mean you're like tired?
is this going to be
Yeah.
a 3-man podcast in a minute?
I might have to fucking tap out.
Oh,
Honestly.
are you
I'm
serious?
fucked.
Tap in
Ethan.
for Thomas.
Tom.
We could bring him in actually. That could be quite interesting.
Should we get him in?
No.
Speaking
of the devil.
and he
There
shall
you go.
appear.
Hello, buddy.
Finally put some socks on.
Do you want to sit down for 5 or
Yes,
so?
I'll- about
Only
that.
on my cock though, you know.
Jesus.
Jesus.
We're just about to start talking
Got some
about.
baby Gap socks then?
Do you want to go lie down for a minute and we can sub him in?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've got a sofa, mate.
No, you can't chill with us. We'll finish up. We're gonna Tom. We're gonna finish up soon. And like we've been in, mate. We've been in here
We're
two.
nearly
fucking-
2 hours.
Wow.
Come in
We're
for the
sick.
last 10 minutes or
Come
so.
on. Yeah.
Get your drinks and then.
There you go. There you go.
To be fair, I mean we need longevity to this. I say we do another 10 or so minutes.
Cut it off.
We go upstairs and we chill for a bit, like outside the pod, chat, and like to be honest, don't mind saying with this pod, we need to talk about like what we enjoyed and what like we're like,
Yeah.
oh, let's like avoid that sort of stuff, like not in a deep way, but like in a
No, yeah, totally.
More
Yeah.
formatted in a way.
yeah, like because
Yeah.
we want to be able to listen back to this and not cringe and be like, oh, that was fucking.
Mate,
Well,
we're
they made
always
this for
gonna
me.
cringe.
Fuck the cunts listening. They made this cunt for me.
Ethan's
Wow.
not publishing these videos.
It's on a fucking hard drive, mate.
he's just sitting
In his
there
car
going
playing
like,
them. Yeah.
Conversation.
That was funny.
I
Fuck
think
off.
Dad Pods was better than the last one. What was the last one?
Bows and
Bows are
Bros.
bros.
I think Dad Pods is it. Dude.
Dad
Dad
Pods.
Pods is a great.
I like the name.
I came up with that fucked up as you were editing the fucking editing. As
No,
you-
I came up with it.
Didn't you, a fucking
Why did you keep up
lying,
with it?
conniving little
You're a
bastard?
lying, conniving little bastard.
There it is.
Here he is. What
Like,
drinks
fuck
he got?
me.
What's he
Buddy's
got?
bung the fucking cheese puff.
Ew.
You like your chicken
Is
legend?
that Glenn's? Is that Glenn's?
Glenn.
Oh Jesus,
Oh.
my headphones.
Ethan, if you asked, he'd probably give you some. Oh my god. They're just inspecting the bottle. Tom.
Fuck me, that is fucking Jesus.
In first year, I gave up.
Oh,
Hey, bro.
In first year, I gave up beer
Yeah.
He's brought the apple
for
juice.
about 3 months.
sorry to hear about that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was shit. I was like, I'm getting a bit fat. I got mega fat in first year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's gotta be the beer, not the fucking 3
You are
Dominoes
not
every
mega
week.
fat.
No, you know what it was? It wasn't
I've just
my
seen that.
body, my sexy ass body
Yeah.
with my dip, with my sick V
That's petty.
to
Did he
the
put
to
something
the P.
Yeah.
It was my neck and my face.
Really?
It just went like.
Okay, not you.
Do you think it was the Dominoes?
Of course it was the
Actually,
Dominoes.
fuck.
So everyone's
How many
been
Dominoes
there.
did you
Everyone's
have?
been through the Dominoes in first year.
Oh,
Everyone did
yeah.
that. He's still
I did
doing
it so
it.
much.
Like Domino's
off,
is.
you
I had Dominoes for the first time in a couple months.
You've never ordered a
You've
Domino's?
never ordered a Domino's.
Have you only eaten in store? Are you the only person who's ever eaten in store?
I'm a bit annoyed because my. Oh, no, it's fine.
Bring it closer, mate.
I thought I might have spilled some whiskey.
Come closer, bro.
Come closer,
You
dude.
gotta
Come
come in,
closer,
man.
come
You gotta
around the
come in.
table.
Punch up.
I thought I might have spilled some whiskey in my cheese savouries, but.
Oh,
Because I was,
that you season them.
I
You season
was
them.
trying to carry shit whilst I was walking over, but it's fine.
Come closer, buddy. Come closer. Move up.
When I listened to True Doddy, I thought, oh, what are you talking
Move
about?
up, mate.
Apple juice and whiskey, and I was like, nah, that's shit. And then I
I'm
thought,
gonna fucking blow up in a
oh
minute.
god, it's the best thing in my
In
life.
store.
Well, every Domino's I've ever been to pick up in person, they always have tables and chairs. And I'm like, what the fuck would ever eat in there?
Yeah.
I got like whenever it's
That's the
like,
50th episode.
Yeah!
Oi,
That's a promise. Alright, first recorded episode I'll shave my head. 50th episode will eat inside the And then the 100th episode I'll get the snake S tattooed on my arse.
I don't care. I don't care if this is shit or not, but I would drive to that. I would drive to the. I would drive to wherever that episode was being recorded because it's just.
I'd fucking do that.
I
can't wait to see when that.
Give us 25 episodes, we'll get the sponsorship and then we'll buy a studio.
I've always wanted to be like, oh, should I set up a podcast? And I've been like, well, I don't know how to, but then like,
I'll buy us a fucking studio when we hit 100 viewers.
Fuck me, I'm gonna blow.
He said it. With his own money, we don't have to pay. We don't have to pay him for that.
Fucking
Exactly.
stonk a little poddy in Domino's. Oh, that's
They're like, do you want to order anything? Like, come on, we're just doing a potty, mate.
fuck up, mate.
And every
some,
5 minutes, someone's like, guys, is everything alright? What's going on?
Are you giving?
I'll get a garlic bread.
I'm sending a tripod.
That's it. That's it.
We'll make this up with a sponsorship and then we'll go kind of bounce.
We'll get arrested for a bomb hoax. So we'll put this down on the fucking like desk. They'll be like, what's that?
Hey bro, what's that? What's that? I don't want to be recorded.
Don't come in with like a brown suitcase and be like, oh, is it alright?
No, we should put it in the brown suitcase, look around menacingly, and then crack it open. While it's still recording.
Be like, and then be like,
They covered the Zoom in duct tape as well.
Open it and be
Just
like,
have Thomas by the door in a vest.
Would you be up for that? Like wearing a couple like C4 blocks on your chest?
I would just say like, oh, it's not the right time. Like the time hasn't set off quite right yet.
Sorry, by the way, this is their flatmate Thomas. He's joined us with the podcast.
I'm gonna fucking
He's
blow.
joined us for this marathon. Hey, let's double check what the time
And
is.
that's all for Dad.
2 hours!
Whoa!
2 hours, that deserves a cheers.
That calls for shot.
Mate, we
Cheers,
are 2
everybody.
hours in. We got a cheers for the 2 hours, bro.
Oh,
2 hours in, Jake
2,000.
is 6 San Miguel's deep
I'm
and a fucking martini.
Hello, fellas. And what are we drinking, sir? What is cheers?
I reckon we
Cheers.
wrap up the pod for the night.
Should we turn the podcast back up for a second?
I fucking lose my hair.
Oi, just leave
It's
it.
on, it's on.
Is it
No,
on?
no, no,
Has it
no,
been
no,
recording
no,
this
no.
whole time?
Yeah.
Just leave it.
Shit!
Leave it and then edit it later.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Alright.
By the way, what Jake was saying really quickly, what Jake was saying about his girl and about anything. I know you were going to say
Sweet, by the
anything
way.
can happen. Not with Beth. And that is not specifically
That's
to
not.
you.
Oh, is that? Oh!
That's
No, Thomas,
because of you,
not
mate.
specifically to you.
Not
I
for you,
am.
I
I'm
promise you
telling
that.
anyone who is my friend, housemate, or anything. Beth is our friend, and
Yeah.
I'm just warning you. If anything goes wrong, Beth's my mate, and I've known Beth for a while now. She'd come first. Just avoid that shit.
Look, here's the whole thing about
If I was
sleeping with
if
your
I was,
friends.
I would
I used to
I would
have a
never-
whole.
It's-
Thomas, please. It's already happened with one person in this house. Please.
Who?
We're ending the podcast.
We're
right?
ending the podcast.
Who?
Thomas, don't. I am being serious. Don't. Right, let's end the podcast for this week.
Okay,
If not,
alright.
yeah,
We're gonna end the podcast.
Right, thank you to
I'll just
special
buy one minute.
special
Not
Jake
big.
Chancellor.
Fucking big up. Special
Special guest Jake
Big
Chancellor.
up Jay fucking
Thank
C.
you. You
Alright.
signing a permanent.
Cheers it.
Cheers.
it.
Big
You
up
signing a permanent
fucking
contract?
C.
I'm in the
Yeah.
Dude,
contract.
you want to do
Hey,
this again
next
on
week.
Monday? Oh
Alright.
no, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I could definitely do
You
Tuesday.
Monday.
Alright, everybody, shush.
I don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you for listening to the Dad Pod podcast. If you want to listen to more, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe, like.
Wait, Thomas. Wait,
I'm going to have to do that again now, man.
Thomas.
Thomas!
Shush, dude.
Okay, alright.
Thomas, shush.
Alright.
This is mental, man.
We've been recording for nearly an hour, like 2 hours and a half. Alright. Hey, Thomas, shut the fuck up. Alright, thank you for listening to the Dad Pod podcast. If you want to hear more from us, subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you like this episode,
Phase
please
up.
hit like and please fucking leave a comment. We'd
Thank
love
you,
to
Jake.
hear what you think about. I'd like to thank these guys. We're
Thank
talking
you for
about
coming on, Jake.
Tom,
And
we're
we'll see
talking
you
about
next
Toby,
week,
we're
bro.
talking about Ethan, we're
It's
talking
been
about
so much
Thomas.
fun.
Fucking
buddy.
bro.
I've had a fuck ton of fun. Maybe I'll be back next week. We'll see.
He is. He's coming back.
I'm gonna have to ask my lawyer.
It's a
Christian
maybe on Thomas.
about this shit.
Christian.
It's a
But-
maybe on Thomas.
Hey, listen.
thank you everyone for
Okay,
listening.
okay.
And if you want to hear more of this, check out next week.
Yes.
All right.
Full
Lots of
send.
love. Bye bye.
Mint and spinach.
Bye.